before we even joined in. It's super duper dope. I want to say thank you. I'm excited to be here with you. I have Irish Connection by Eileen. She's in the building. So today, as we focus on getting ourselves a little more light here. All right. Today we are here to definitely get my goddamn sunglasses, okay? Because I don't like this unnatural light. We're going to show you how this matters when it comes to toxic relationships. Toxic relationships right now, today is one of the themes, okay? The Deep Blue Dragon does work with emotions. Just to let you know up front, we did get the Lover's card on the early notice. You want to show them that card?
Yeah, here I have the Lover's card. And I know we're talking relationships that our mind immediately jumps to the Lovers, referring as a relationship, but it's not always this case. Actually, the Lovers is related to two opposing energies, two energies that are in conflict. This could be even within yourself. This could be with another person. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, just two ideas that are opposing. Or it could even be within yourself, to understand and honor your own truth, to honor who you are. Maybe it's the mind and the heart. That's the most usual one, where these two ideas are overposing. So it is about gaining some balance between these two. Now, I also went ahead and did something in my Whispers of the Ocean deck, and I got the Nautilus, which is again about the yin and yang and how you balance and harmonize these energies. This one, it is within ourselves. So if you put both messages together, it's about understanding how to honor our true selves. And it also gives an angle of how to do this. And what it says is to understand a situation just by not judging or criticizing at all. Don't judge or criticize the situation, your own needs and your own desires at all. And this is how you get to the understanding of your actual true self. And this is so important because it is something that we're actually going to be talking about right now.
Absolutely. So today we're here to talk about the top 6 toxic emotions that each and every one of us have dived into. I know myself for sure, absolutely and completely. I'm actually going to say that, especially in my younger years, my top one was escapism through sex, completely unconscious and before I even recognized. Now, I don't say completely unconscious and before I recognize to try to take away or diminish my personal behavior or my toxic habits or patterns. But part of this is about grace. Okay, look, we're getting ready to run a retreat coming up for 2023. I think what's the month that we said that might work best?
January.
January.
Late January.
We took a poll. So far, the poll says November, but that's also 1 month away. So I ran retreats before, and it's like as much as I want to run one in November, I would have needed to start it a little bit sooner because October is like tomorrow.
Yeah, right around the corner.
So I love it for the higher learning and the Sagittarius impact. If you're interested in a retreat, I want you to just go ahead, take a moment to comment whether you're doing it live or whether you're doing it on replay, and just let us know what about toxic relationships, what would you like to learn or actually experience in a retreat to help free you, okay, from the pains that a toxic relationship actually invites, okay? How do I invite toxicity? And like I said, take a moment to vote. Definitely hit the thumbs up. Definitely hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. You want to do the honor?
No. I think he wants you. He jumped.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but I do have something else.
Hit me. All right. Tonight we're about to give you a show. We're going to give you the top 6 toxic behaviors that people go through literally in relationships. Why? We're talking Venus and Virgo. You have anything you might want to contribute on Venus and Virgo before we get into full top 6? Your personal understanding? And if not, I'll take it over.
I think you take it over.
All right. Okay, here we go. I got bit by a mosquito already, and I'm already annoyed. And that's annoying. I'm just going to tell you straight up. So, when I look at Venus and Virgo, it's the time where it's very opposite and different from Venus and Aries earlier in the year, back around April, right? So back around April, we were coming out of the dark. We were coming out of introspection. We were coming out of reflection when Venus was in Aries. So Venus in Aries, you need to know this because you understand the shadow. Who is that right there? Courtney.
Hey, Kurt.
Gang, gang. Courtney, you know what? Courtney's one of the members of part of the Abundant Reality. And we were talking a lot about tantric sex. We were talking about sexuality. We were talking about decisions that we make, why we potentially make them. All right. Wow. Why we potentially make them. We can move over a little bit. Why we potentially make them. Why do we stay in unhealthy relationship dynamics? Why do we stay in relationships that are not pure in nature? Why do we stay and allow ourselves to be beat up, whether physically or emotionally, okay? Why do we allow ourselves to psychologically continue to keep up with the sabotage by basically mind fucking ourselves, okay? To end up staying in these repressing ass relationships that does not respect our fullest expression around our sexuality, around the evolution of the self, and around basically balancing and harmonizing the relationships. Because when you get into a relationship, when you get into one, right? I would naturally think when you get into a relationship, you want to go in and you want to experience harmony. Venus and Libra. You want to experience grace. Venus and Libra. I'm guessing you don't want passive aggressiveness to be a part of the relationship dynamic. Venus and Libra will present the passive aggressiveness, yet it is doing to try to find a win-win balanced out situation. So it has something to learn, something to learn from Aries back March into April. I really want to say like April going into May more so. We were valuing the self where it's like, look, this is who I am. This is what I value about myself. This is my true and full power. I'm not dealing with it. And we were very strong and aggressive with it. But Venus and Libra is trying to find a more posh and polished identity within the relationship where it has a balance between respecting itself, you respecting yourself, and then the next person, or you respecting that relationship, you respecting the person you're in the relationship with. So Venus and Virgo is literally not only our value systems, but where we find our power. Ooh, it's where we find our power. Now, where's that power source come from Venus? That power source comes from literally from spirit. You being able to take your dreams and then bring them down. Thank you. Appreciate it. That cross that Eileen has, this is so cute. I gotta be honest. This is the cutest motherfucking thing I've ever seen. It's like, goddamn, she done made a Venus glyph. This was not planned. This is unscripted. Okay? This is why you want to come and make sure you hit that thumbs up, motherfucker. And this is why you want to join the membership and get a part of the Astral Support Tribe. I got one membership on here. I look to try to keep it that way, best of my ability. If I can, I will. Here, as I implement more memberships elsewhere. All right, that was the cutest shit ever. I can't even get over that. Come on, who does that? Who that? Is that Ashley Collins?
Yeah, that is Ashley.
Hey, what up, Ash? What's going on, girl? All right. So if I was to kind of finish up that thought, right? What's important is not only we have Venus and Virgo finally hitting 0 degrees today, which is the most authentic and pure form. 0 degrees is degree point theory. Shout out to you, Nicola Stanovich, for creating and developing the degree point theory. Okay, I study your work. I know you're not here on Earth. I know they killed you. I know they took you out. I'm going to go ahead and take that baton. I'm going to take that torch, and I'm going to make sure that your teachings live on, okay? And as a part of that, 0 degrees in astrology is all about being the most authentic version of itself. So this is of Libra. And it's important to understand that Libra is not a pushover. Libra is not a pushover. Libra is not superficial, all right? Libra is not as simple to explain as a passive-aggressive sign or winged energy. In all sincerity, Libra is a motherfucking narc, okay? Libra does not care about your feelings. Libra does not care about your emotions. Libra will, if anything, use logic and rationality to try to solve the problem and to push forward, aka leaving behind the drama in the moment to push forward for a new, pure, peaceful, harmonizing relationship. And this is cardinal air. That's cardinal air. That's a definition of cardinal pushing forward. And an air sign for new communications, new ideas, new thoughts, aka by purifying the negative thoughts that came from Virgo. So Venus was in Virgo. So the negative thoughts, the negative mental patterns, the negative behaviors, okay, that we have mastered, right? Like you don't just master good behaviors and good skills and talents and traits, right? You can literally master being a negative Nancy. So what does the Lovers card tell us about mastering negative Nancy traits and why we want to get closer to this Lovers energy?
Well, because it is about the resolution of a conflict. Because remember, if these two energies are opposing, that immediately gives us some kind of conflict. Even if it is within ourselves or if it is with another person. In the Raiders White version, the Lovers is literally Adam and Eve, and there's an entity on the top. So it is showing us this divinity. But in order to get to these three, 1, 2, 3, the divinity, we need to understand ourselves and how these opposing energies are going to balance themselves. So that's exactly what we're doing right now, because sometimes the unbalance is within something subconscious within ourselves that it's not yet in our awareness, and this is why it keeps repeating itself. This is why sometimes we have some relationships that seem cyclic, because we're not getting it, we're not understanding, we're not getting to this balance. So life and, well, ourselves, when we decided to come here back to earth, we're like, we're gonna master this. So it's presenting the same problem over and over and over again until we get it, until we learn, and until we get the experience out of it. Because that's actually what we came here to do. So in these Lovers cards, it's funny because we had this card in the morning, we were discussing it, and right now, just before the live, it came out again. So again, this is talking about these two energies, and now the Nautilus card that I have right here talking about the yin yang, again, two opposing energies, the light and the darkness, and to show us that there is some darkness within the light and some light within the darkness. That's the balance that we want to achieve, again, within ourselves and in the relationships with others.
That's the balance that we want to achieve within ourselves and others. And this is where not many people, I feel like myself, have I heard about Mars and Gemini since the transit has began. And it shows very clearly that we don't understand the energy. And I got to do my best right now to express Mars and Gemini. Here's the simplicity. Mars is about cutting things up, taking action and assertion now. Not tomorrow, but now. Okay, so that's step one, right? What's step two? I got my crystal ball here. I am not playing game. We are not playing game. You see the crystal ball? All right. Do you see the crystal ball? I got my other one. I was about to pull it out. I thought I brought it down here. I ain't bringing the amethyst. No. We're gonna need the amethyst tonight because this is one of the environmental factors to having a successful tantric sexual interaction, but not just that, understanding sexual interaction as the full expression of your childlike, playful, and creative energy. We must get away from the silly boy, silly girl narrative that sexual has to do with something physical. I got bit by a mosquito. It's bothering me. I'm like getting distracted.
Hey, yeah, I sense the distraction.
You feel the distraction?
Yeah, that was
It got me on my ankle, yo. I hate this ankle biting
annoying.
shit,
No,
man.
it's annoying, especially in the feet.
I hate that ankle biting stuff. Okay, listen. Yeah. As we go forward, we're going to give you the top 6 toxic relationship tactics. Well, not tactics, but tips. No. Okay, we got tactics later, right? We're going to give you the issue. We're going to give you where's the pain. What has brought you the most pain? Let's take a moment to check the chat on the vote. Right now we have 9 votes. Why won't they let me see my own vote? I can't even see my own. I see it, but I want to see like what did people vote? What's the most toxic trait? And I can only put 4. I know we got 6 here, so do forgive me. Do hit the thumbs up. I see 88 on screen right now, so that's dope. Wow, we're pretty even right now. It's looking like we got a pretty even crowd.
Yeah.
But the majority is out here self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotaging, yeah. And the rest is...
So let's talk about self-sabotage first.
Yeah. You get to chasing the ghost and almost playing self-sabotage.
All right. I did see somebody else put up the thumbs up button. I do want to say thank you to any and all the new members. If you're a member and you're on here already, I want you to drop one of the fresh new emojis. Do understand this is Libra, okay? I was out here creating my own damn emojis. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for not only representing that, not only supporting me, understanding that you're taking care of costs related to Canva, costs related to my website, all right? Costs related to living abroad, to be able to do what I do, which AKA me being on lands outside the US, me valuing the lands literally outside the US is what gives me the sense of peace that Libra wants to provide. Venus in Libra is about valuing the peace. Did she put a peace one? Yo, she literally did the skeleton doing the yeah. And I said, like, if you watch the video before you join, I speak about the emojis and why I picked and chose what I did. And understand that I'm going to take more time to do this later, but I made a journey. Okay, I didn't just put up any of the randomest emojis. I made sure to create a journey. And so as a month goes by, 2 months go by, 3 months go by, your badges begin to upgrade and you're essentially starting on that place, Earth. Okay, the first one, y'all see some people in here already have that Earth element. All right, it's taking you from Earth to up and beyond, quite frankly. So I wanted to kind of express that because there was little significance behind it, but now's not the day. Today you're here for the top 6. I feel like we're the most fucking interesting motherfuckers on the internet. It's like, yo, when I say that, I'm like, how many times has he said top 6? And I'm still wondering what's top 1.
Well, you already said it's one. Didn't explain it.
Sweet Mike, sweet Michelle. Okay, Michelle. Now, when I first heard it, I heard it. Yep.
What's up with you, silly?
Nah, I heard, because I was about to talk about Michael. So this dragon, I first said sweet Michelle, and I realized I first said sweet Michael, and I realized it said sweet Michelle. Okay? So this dragon works with the emotions up to 1.5 miles, okay? 1.5 miles or 1 kilometer of energetic frequencies, things that angels are not able to actually clear nor touch, okay? In a way. Dragons have very different properties. There's a reason that they exist in their own dimension, separate from the angels themselves. So this dragon right here, this deep blue dragon, actually works with Archangel Michael. It works with Archangel Michael, not only in the protection, not only on the clearing and closing of doors, okay? Protection, slaying demons, as well as closing and opening doors. That's what Michael does. But this blue dragon does something very different in conjunction, which is, if you see the fire is a purification element. Who's the opposite of Libra? Aries. Fire. So fire has that purification element. So this card is already saying at a deep emotional level, we're beginning to clear the lower emotional energies. Okay, so energy and motion. She might be able to better explain emotions as a Pisces. I'm gonna give her a second to catch her thought. So be able to better clear the negative emotions, the toxic emotions that come with. So what are the toxic emotions that come along with relationships? And that's really what I want to ask you, because this dragon is here to clear exactly that. And as it does, then Archangel Michael can come through with the help of this blue dragon, which you don't hear much of because everybody's talking about Michael, but you ain't talking about the dragons. It helps you then come through. So what are the negative emotions that are actually associated with toxic relationships?
It just varies from the kind of relationship. But the important thing about emotions, and the thing that I just keep saying, is that emotions are always here to teach us something about the subconscious that wants to come into the awareness. So let's say, for example, anger. If you're feeling anger, if you're feeling rage, it's because you need to put some boundaries up. So what are those boundaries that have been crossed? Or are those boundaries that are not being respected? And maybe they're not being respected because you didn't even know them in the first place. So this is where the knowing yourself and throwing away the things that you want to portray and stop pretending to be something that you're not, even to yourself, even to oneself, because I used to do that too. So I understand how it works. I kept saying to myself that that I was okay, that I was a certain person, and the reality was something completely different. That's why I wasn't actually happy, because I wasn't allowing myself to be me. So the thing about emotions, there's the despair, there's the anxiety, there's just fear for the future. But why are you so stressed about the future? You understand? the fear. Sometimes there's fear in the relationships. I think the most common right now, and something that I think I'm just channeling is the jealousy. Why are you feeling jealous? And this comes from three factors. It's not just as easy. One is being anxious about losing something. So why is your relationship so fragile, or why do you think that your relationship is so fragile that you're gonna lose it? And why is the other person so important that you feel that you're losing something? So it's about releasing that expectation, because feeling that you're nothing without the other person is again a red flag.
That's a low emotional frequency.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a low emotional frequency.
That's a low emotional frequency. You cannot be afraid. Go ahead.
Yeah. There's also that you're not there's low self-esteem. So what is the low self-esteem? Where is it coming from? Because let's understand, it's not something so simple. You need to go back into yourself and do some shadow work. This can sometimes come from childhood. Some of maybe you didn't have enough attention from your parents, so you feel like if you don't have enough attention from your partnerships, or attention in the way that you want it, then there's something wrong there, and that's where the jealousy comes out. And the third one is that some kind of insecurity within yourself. What's this insecurity? Why do you think the other person has and you don't? And again, let's take a look into this mirroring thing. Everything that you're able to see into somebody else is already within you, good or bad. Good or bad. So this girl is so confident about herself. So I feel insecure about myself because I am not like that. But it is already within you, and that's what your partner is seeing actually. So the only person that you need to convince about the things that you already have is yourself.
Yeah. So we just covered some of the toxic patterns. Courtney, I saw when you were one of the last to tap in with a message. What did she give us?
I get this. Everything was okay with my friend coming over every day, literally, who's all over the place with his emotions and constantly stepping on my toes about wanting a sexual relationship. My body was literally shaking with anxiety from the interaction. I like the company and help, but I didn't have enough emotional space. Yeah, and this comes again to the boundaries. Understanding what are your boundaries, so you know where it is right now. And this happens a lot. People just feeling these things without understanding them. But the thing is that you really have to give some time to yourself to understand where this is coming from in order to actually be able to put these boundaries, and understanding that all this mirroring thing is actually something within ourselves. So yeah, it makes total sense. So you dive deeper into that, you realize that you're not comfortable. What are the exact actions from the other person that you're not liking? And then you come to terms and you talk to the other person, and if they can be mindful of that and if they respect them, then you can move forward. And if they don't, then that is your cue to respect yourself. And if you know that a boundary is being broken, you cannot stay there any longer, because you'll be
I feel you, girl. I feel the vibration. She's like, yo, she coming through right now.
I'm channeling. I mean, she's
like, give me the message. I'm over here shaking. God damn, I told you. I'm sorry to interrupt this message, okay? I had to let you know how serious it was. I had to let you get back on track with the fact that you need to go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Know the fact you need to go ahead and join that membership, because today we are making the chats live and available to others. But it's because we felt we knew we needed this to be like this today, not every day. One of the reasons why, because we want to hear more about what you need, quite frankly, as we invite more and more people to the retreat coming up, likely in January to February of 2023. Okay, so we had to say that real quick. That's one of the reasons why it's open. I see somebody needing to respect themselves. I see somebody saying, dude,
yeah.
Okay, listen, Courtney, Michelle, okay, you hear me? Balancing my emotions and setting up my own boundaries as well. That's Libra, Venus and Libra, valuing the full purification that Virgo has shown you through the data, the implementation, and the incremental improvement. And that's what Venus and Virgo, just going out of 29 degrees, it has allowed us to finally and officially value the self-worth required.
Yeah, and it's also what this whole new moon in Libra was about. This whole lunar cycle from here to the next 6 months is about understanding what are your own boundaries, evaluating every situation, not only to fly away from it, because this is a fight or flight thing. you either understand, okay, here is something that I don't like, then you understand, you evaluate, you talk about it, and if you can stay and if you can work through it, that's great. But if you don't, then that's your cue to go. That's what I was talking about. Because this is not only about respecting yourself, it's about loving yourself. Why would you allow yourself to stay there? And this is some advice that I give openly, and that I need to hear from myself sometimes too. And it is about treating yourself how you would be treating a friend.
Go to room.
You wouldn't be treating a friend like, oh girl, you're so dumb. Oh, you're so stupid. No, of course not. You're empowering the other person constantly. So why not empower yourself to do the exact same thing? Like, I feel like this is such a repetitive narrative about hearing my friend like, this boy was cheating on me, but I'm gonna forgive him. And I was like, why? Why are you not respecting yourself enough to get out of that? Not seeing that I was actually mirroring into her. Like, I was also staying in a relationship that was exactly as that toxic. And I was choosing not to respect myself, and I was choosing not to love myself. So understand your own story as something that a friend is telling you. That is going to help a lot. I promise you. Well, because this is taking all of the subjective and all of the emotions away, and is giving you into your objective self. So the own advice that you're giving to a friend is the same that you should follow.
Number 1. I dropped for the last time how on this transmission today, the deep blue dragon is here to look, not only like, oh man, I'm ahead of myself, I'm thinking so fast. He's here, or it is here, or she is here, the deep blue dragon, to remove the lower level emotional frequencies. Understand, the energy that was once stuck and then got trapped, that has manifested as a physical injury in your body. Oh my God, my shoulder hurt. It's so random. I don't even work out. Like, how could it possibly hurt? Oh shit, my back is going on. Like, I feel like my auntie, my Aunt Mama Angie, and my back hurt, but all I did was wake up this morning and I just woke up in pain, right? The emotions that don't get expressed, the ones that get repressed, and they get deep-seated into the body. What's going on?
Thank you.
What happened?
Yeah,
I just want to say
I've been working a lot. I hold low with Metatron lately. And he's been manifesting to me as the angel rings that we were talking about the other day. Every time that I feel an angel ring, I know it's Metatron coming here. I haven't heard him yet, but I'm pretty sure will show up in time. I'm sorry, I don't know what he was talking about, but I was so excited about Metatron because is one of the keepers of the Akashic records. So through him, we understand ourselves, our past lives, our present, and the possibility of the futures. So right now, what I am feeling and channeling is that right now we are in a crossways where we can choose which path to go for the future that we actually want. But in order to get that future, again, we have to evaluate where we are right now, what we are feeling, what we're allowing, what we want to open up for. Because again, this evaluation doesn't mean that we have to cut something. It could also mean that for ourselves, we need to be more open about something. We need to understand that, okay, maybe I can surrender in this relationship. I can trust again. And there's this phrase that's just been coming up of, every guy is the same. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with that. But
oh my God.
Every guy is the same
because
you are the same. You keep attracting the same low level energies. That is why every guy seems the same to you, because you keep attracting the same thing until you do some changes in yourself. You're gonna keep attracting the same exact thing. So something to think about.
Yo, I just realized that today I'm about to unfollow this girl on Instagram because every single one of her posts is basically man-hating. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? No, really, like I understand. I saw her following me, and you know what? Like, quite frankly, her profile looked cool aesthetically at bare minimum. But every day I see her stories now, and I'm like, she's just literally man-eating. Like, she's just hating on men every single day. And I'm recognizing clearly after like 2 to 3 days, I'm like, yo, I just started following you, but like, I know damn well that I am not this guy that you keep complaining about. So who am I and what will I do differently as a male, as a guy? And the simplicity is she's about to get unfollowed. The next break that I take, that I'm not talking and Eileen is, I'm going to go to that page specifically and I'm going to press unfollow. Because this is like 2 days worth of like toxic and negative insights that I'm digesting mentally.
Yeah,
mentally.
Venus and Virgo. With that?
Venus and Virgo. I'm sorry. Venus and Virgo already showed me the data. It already allowed me to analyze that. That's not the stuff that belongs in my mental patterns. Okay. Now, Venus and Libra, as we step forward, as we're already in like 6 planets of retrograde, as 2 more planets are getting ready to get out of retrograde, Mercury is going direct in like 2 days. Okay, retrograde done. On October 25th, Saturn in Aquarius is getting ready to go retrograde direct. Okay, 2 planets out, right? In November, there's another planet right before the eclipse coming out. So we're now starting to move forward. We're hitting the places in these toxic relationship dynamics in business, in love, and your friends. Because Venus and Libra is making sure you value the friendship, the business, and the lovers, okay? The lovers is not just romantic. It's what you love about your friends. It's what you love about yourself that basically supersedes and also cancels out your friends. Ooh, yeah, ah. And yo. And that is what Jupiter and Aries is doing in retrograde. It's reminding us, okay? It's like, yo, bro, you have already passed this bold part about yourself. You're now officially bold enough and you're willing to not be passive aggressive. Because you understand the value of being passive aggressive, you understand what it means to be on the shadow and the opposite end, the dualistic understanding of passive aggressivity, which is the retrograde of Jupiter and Aries, being aggressive, okay? Being more aggressive with your worth, your value, your sense of self. You must be more aggressive. You must take yourself, your body, your essence, your being back into yourself and say, look, I'm canceling you. Not in a way that equates to me having to disrespect you, but in a simple way where I'm respecting myself and the boundaries of myself. And so from that, you will either energetically align or you will dissipate. Number 1, we're giving you the top 6. I heard a little bit earlier. This is number 1. I wanted to check back in the chats that I saw earlier when we first got on. I know we kind of got away from ourselves. So we're going to give a FU middle finger to this. If you are one of the members, I want you to go ahead and drop that. I want you to drop, oh, damn it. Bam, okay, I'm back. I want you to drop that middle finger and throw that thing up, okay? If you're a member and you have one of these. If you're not, join the membership because every one of these chats will not be available to you, right? Because we're going to say fuck you to self-sabotaging. And it's just getting that simple, right? So number 1 toxic trait, I want to timestamp this. Can we throw a timestamp somewhere? At 33 minutes and 22 seconds, we are officially timestamping number 1 out of the top 6 toxic traits and behavioral patterns when it comes to what needs to be purified. Libra. Libra is the purification in relationships. And number 1 is right there. It is chasing ghost. And that's the 1, 2 that I'm giving you, all right? But when I dive in deeper, it's about the self-sabotaging in relationships and love. Love for yourself, love for your friends, the friends you have, the friendships, love for your lover, absolutely romantic, of course, and love that you have for your business partners and your co-workers, because this is all Libra energy. So it's number 1, the toxic trait. The number 1 toxic trait is chasing ghost.
And what does that mean?
It's chasing ghosts. What does that mean? You gonna put me on the spot like that? Then you want to bite that thing. Listen. When we talk about self-sabotage, essentially it's an active measure at a subconscious or more likely an unconscious level, okay, to refuse embracing your real and your true identity. That's what self-sabotaging is, broken down in a different way from my own personal perspective.
It's
right?
like a survival mode. Because everything that's new, you don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. Like logically, you could perceive if it's gonna be good or bad, but the mind, the earthly, the instinctive reaction to everything new is just to I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm gonna be safe, so I'd rather not. So even if you know for yourself that it could be something good, you enter survival mode, you say no, and you self-sabotage. But this is something that's the dangerous thing about it being unconscious or subconscious, because you don't really have it on your awareness. So even though your mind could be like, why the F is this not working out if I know it for myself, is because somewhere inside of you there's maybe some past knowledge, maybe something that is triggering that survival mode. Something happened likely earlier in life, we didn't deal with that, and now we're entering this path of we're not going forward. The best way to do it is to making sure we don't go past this point, and that's where the self-sabotage starts.
Yeah. You know, I naturally, because we're talking Libra, we're talking debates, we're in a court system, all right? We're in the court of law, and right now it's leaning this way. All right, right now it's leaning over to the right. Okay, here, you know, and I had to like take myself out of myself to like step back into listening to you, which is one of the main elements of Venus and Libra. It's like not just trying to fight and basically present your egoic or my egoic form, my egoic argument, my egoic debate. All right, not doing it from the self, but trying to actually listen. All right, so I had to like, I actually lost originally what made me feel like, hey, it ain't that, so I can come back to listen. And a lot of this is about intellectual and emotional honesty. Okay, off the rip, for me to be able to sit there and admit that my first thought was, I'm ready to challenge that. Okay, look, y'all know that I am what I am, and I am in Aries. Yet the evolution of exactly that is inviting Libra, the shadow self of Aries. You cannot understand Aries or Libra. You can't understand Libra without understanding Aries. And so as I take a moment to step back, I'm like, okay, look, I forgot my egoic response. And now when I look to come back to address what you said, you know, what it comes down to is like the emphasis of encouraging, okay? The emphasis of encouraging. We can't allow self-sabotage just because we understand it intellectually to become an excuse.
Oh, it's not an excuse. It's just an explanation of what's happening.
No, I fully understand it, but I gotta also talk to the people and the people where I know the pains are really at, and how they actually find a way to avoid and maintain toxic behaviors in relationships. Because it'll come down to something like this. I read a book, and I'm like, okay, self-sabotage is this unconscious behavior that is happening to me so that I can avoid stepping into my higher self. Okay, great. So it's not my fault that I'm not into my higher body yet. That I have not fully eradicated the lower frequencies and emotions that has gotten trapped in my body. Okay, okay, good. So it's my husband's fault.
But that's a low level energy response.
Boom.
Yeah, once that it is into your awareness, of course it is your fault if you do something or not about it.
Come on.
That's why I'm saying it's an explanation. It's not an excuse. Like, once it is in your awareness, and this is why you're watching these kind of videos if you're here. This is why you're getting all of this information. If something like this gets to you, I mean, it's meant to be. It is meant to be. It's just you going like this through life, not wanting to pay attention to this, because certainly it is easier just to go blissfully unaware of everything that's happening. But now that it is in your awareness, it is, I'm going to speak for myself. Once that it is in my awareness, it is my responsibility to act on it. Because of course the easiest way is like to blame it on someone else, which is the first sign that something's wrong. If you're blaming something actively going wrong in your life to somebody else, that's automatically wrong. That's automatically wrong. Just let me say that. Everything that's wrong in your life is just because of you. Everything that's wrong in my life is because of me. So let's take a look at that.
Dang. I had to address that as we get to the top 1 out of the top 6. Okay, we had to bust the court. I had to bust the. She said the. Okay, because we're not going to let anybody get away on that nonsense. But as long as we clarified it.
Yeah, I'm saying. That's why I always make this statement. It is an explanation. It is not an excuse.
Change within me and choose to change the outside reflection. That's Michael Jackson. The man in the mirror. I don't know it. You know it better.
Yeah, you missed.
Come on, that was fucked up.
With
I know
me.
it. I know it. Come on, give me the real. What was it? I'm gonna go ahead and throw that up for myself. And I'm like, man in the mirror. What is it? What's the?
No.
I don't know it. Who knows Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror"?
I don't know.
Give me the rhythm.
I was listening to the. I just have Mulan stuck right now.
Sing the Mulan.
Who is a girl I see staring there back at me? When will my reflection show who I am inside?
Oh, let it out. I feel it. You know what? You know what I'm feeling. You know what I'm feeling in the moment right now. I'm feeling that you love how excited and proud you were that you just sang that. You ain't really need no encouragement. You was like, I got this. I feel it in my soul. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I, at the same time, feel that one little ounce of Virgo criticism.
Of course, Virgo's always there.
And Virgo,
Like taking notes, like,
bro,
not enough passion. That C was a little bit flat. That volume, that vibrato.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's divinity once again. So what did she really just say in this moment? She actually took notes on that C, that bravado, and the passion, right? And so this is the man in the mirror. I'm not saying this to make fun. I'm not saying this to put any extra pressure. I'm actually saying this, quite frankly, to let you prepare to get ready to hit it one more time and to do what creative accountability is all about. And it's one of the biggest notes that we remind ourselves of every day at our actual workstation. Creative accountability. Literally try to do it in at least the bare minimum a creative way. Why? Because creative accountability is a part of the confidence that it takes and requires in relationships to keep them alive and to actually invite relationships that are aligned. Because toxic relationships does what as a part of self-sabotage? To complete this as we move to number 2. And that's why we're going to hit it, to show you real talk that we about what we about, right? Because when it comes down to it, self-sabotage is avoiding our own light, avoiding the people and the relationships that challenge us to be our best selves. Not the relationships that says, look, I'm cool with you being anything less than your greatest form, anything less than your most raw and primitive version, anything less than the badass motherfucker that lives within you, right? So I'm going to challenge you one more time. I'm going to timestamp this at 43 minutes, and I'm going to, boom, we're going to say Eileen singing at 43 minutes and 15 seconds to give a little extra space. We're going to say Passion by Eileen. Give her some love in the chat while she gets her thoughts together. This is Passion by Eileen. Get ready to sing the Mulan. Go ahead and energetically raise those low-level vibrations and blow them out away, okay? Because she's about to let this shit sink deep in the soul. You feel me? So, we're going to timestamp this. We're going to hit it. Give us the Mulan, baby.
Who is the girl I see staring there back at me? When will my reflection show who am I inside? When will my reflection show who am I inside? Yeah.
Alright, she did it. Alright, she did it. Throw the thumbs up if you
8-8.
believe it. 8-8 on screen. Throw those thumbs up. Don't be shy with them likes because she just did it. Stop stunting. Alright? Throw the love in the chat. Throw the emojis up. Drop some hearts at a bare minimum. Alright? She just did it. I felt it.
Thank you.
She even threw a surprise in there. It was like an extra. Did you add something?
I mean, I seen something else and the last time.
She added soul. It just happened. Number 2, as I get ready to timestamp the top
got it.
6, is the one that is going to hurt everyone in their fucking soul. Okay? Understand what I'm saying right now. This is about to burn your soul. You hear it. You hear it. And I'm going to put this up so you know it. Right? Bang. Number 2 out of the top 6 is choosing the safe guy. The temptation to fall into dating the safe guy. Eileen, as a woman, okay, help me do what I can't do alone. I am sitting there as a masculine energy surrendering to the fact that I don't logically and rationally understand. I cannot emotionally attach. As a male in a male's body, I cannot give the message that women need to hear about the decision and the reality of why you, which you no longer will do, choose the safe guy after you dated the bad guy. And so I want to know why you date the bad guy too. Ooh, okay,
No, yeah.
okay. We're gonna start with the safe guy, okay? Because the safe guy is safe. So hit the thumbs up, drop some new love in the chat, and let's see it.
I mean, but it is still an overcompensation. Even if you date the bad guy first and the good guy then, or the good guy first and the bad guy then. Because let's understand that we are realizing what we actually want from someone else. At first, the overcompensation, of course, is something that is not going to be completely satisfying because you're trying to overcorrect something that happened in the past. So, in my personal experience and my personal case, the very first time that this happening was from a guy. We weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend. We weren't even in a committed relationship, but we were starting dating, and then he was just waltzing with other girls. When we didn't even speak about boundaries, which was the first mistake on my end, and that's why I was so hurt because those boundaries were never spoken about. So again, emotions came out to my understanding of, hey, something is wrong. There's something that you don't like. There's something that is being gross. There's something that is hurting you. So what is that? It was this guy just cheating, and our understanding of, hey, we're dating exclusively, and then he was waltzing with other girls. So what was the next relationship like? I went with a super safe guy that I know was head over heels for me, but at the same time, I wasn't feeling the same, and I knew it. Here is the toxicity. That's what was toxic. That on the end, I did care for him. Let's not take it completely to the other side. I did care about him, but I was using him for my safety, for my personal safety, to overcorrect this first relationship that I was had. So I went from a guy that was cheating to a guy who would never cheat, but neither of them were satisfying my needs. So that's why it's so important to understand yourself first, to understand what is it that I need, what is it that I want, what is it that I desire, because all three of these are valid, and all three of these are something that we need to understand for ourselves in order to find a relationship with ourselves and with others that we actually need and that we want and that will fulfill us. So
That's what I got for you. Okay? What you mean, what's up? You gonna sit next to this guy? Like I have not been the safe guy at some point in my life? Okay? Have I been the unsafe guy? Yup. Yeah.
and this is normal.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning stages. I mean, your first relationships are always going to be like trial and error. Some people are just very fortunate to find the right person at first, but this is not the case for most of us. Most of us have to go to these experiences to understand what is it that we like, what is it that we're doing wrong, because I know for myself that I did wrong with the second guy. I mean, using him for safety when I knew that it wasn't something sustainable. And I didn't know it consciously, but there was something inside of me that always knew. So this is why this is an explanation, not an excuse, because this guy was hurt at the end of the day. So why hurting somebody else when this is exactly what you don't want for yourself? I didn't want to get hurt anymore, and then I go and hurt the next person. And this is why this needs to get to a balance within ourselves. I needed to understand for myself, why was this happening? What was the things that I actually wanted in a relationship with myself and with others?
Courtney, I just hit you back with the reply. I'm going to take a moment to comment while Eileen catches her breath and let her also comment on it before we get on to number 3 of the top. Okay, the top. I see you, Ashley. The top 3 of the 6 toxic traits and behaviors. Ashley, I see you basically chasing your shadow. I want to say thank you, Ashley, for being one of the members out here, dropping up the emojis. Honest to God, like I said, I created these myself, and like, I'm an Aries 5th house stellium, okay? The things that I create are my little children. They're my babies. I appreciate them. I'm actually truly and sincerely proud of them. So I want to say thank you, Ashley. I see you in the chat. I see you dropping those emojis, and it does make me light the fuck up, okay? It makes me inspired. It makes me want to continue to do what I do. It makes me want to keep speaking up, all right? Being my full and true self, because in all sincerity, like I said, the same thing that I'm in Aries, I get bored. And in all sincerity, it's like, look, if I'm not getting Leo praise, I'm bored. I go find that shit elsewhere. And it is a part of it. And I had to learn to accept and embrace what does it mean to fully rock with myself and also not rock with people that don't rock with me. And there's a little bit of a little mix in between that, and there's never just one or the other. So beyond that, I'm going to read Souls of the Winds Tarot. I see you saying, okay, here we go. I already got the energy. After Eileen's definition, hit the thumbs up and you're rocking with the message. So choosing a guy that is attractive.
No, it's like, choosing a guy that is attractive.
I don't know, I didn't get that.
I got that.
I want you to go with it next. I'm gonna say mine and you can repeat it on your own.
Go,
all right, ready?
Go.
So, choosing a guy that is attractive, loving, drooling over me, funny. But in my heart, I know there's someone more challenging. And for my higher self, it's settling in the best choice at the
end.
Damn, I don't want to say more. That's kind of what I got, because I got at the damn. I just recognized what I was saying, so I'm gonna drop it because fuck it, I'm quick with it. But did I really mean that? I don't know if that's actually what you meant. Honestly, the way I first read it, that's how I got it. What do you mean, scary, not safe? I don't know.
Because you wrote not safe first.
Oh, 1 second.
Yes, Scorpio, your divine feminine is so feminine. Your divine feminine is too divine, and that's great and safe.
So what I meant by that is, honestly, choosing a divine path is not a safe path. It is a, quite frankly, very scary path. Within it, in all sincerity, choosing a divine path, like a divine feminine path, it is actually a safe choice. In all sincerity, why? Because you're aligned. So no matter what, you're going to always be blessed. And whatever is taken, more will be given. So it is safe in that facet. Yet, to the human consciousness, if we are choosing to operate from that place of mind, soul, and body, it is actually a scary decision to choose the higher self. So I'm explaining both because I actually, when I read it again, I don't know what you were actually saying, and I can't interpret because this is still text, right? I'm not hearing your voice, I'm not seeing your face, I'm not feeling your expression, your emotion exactly. And I can tell by the time I read it because I got confused. So something was energetically off with my channel coming through and through. So with that being said, what I am saying is, I'm going to say both. I said number 1. Number 2 is choosing divine feminine energy is probably, to the human conscience, the scariest thing you could fucking do. Because in all sincerity, like, I want to say that there's just as many women operating out of divine feminine energy as there are operating out of divine feminine energy who believe that they're operating in divine feminine energy. Yet I feel it's still to be defined. I feel that it's still to be filtrated and purified as for what is divine feminine energy. And one of my personal calls, okay, as a creator and as somebody in this space myself, has been to further clarify and identify the real mirror, the shadow, and the light at the most accurate version that is being presented to me in the moment, regardless if it offends or hurts somebody. I've been asked to sit there and make sure I put that message out. Which is why in the moment, I don't know exactly, I'm going to check the comments again. I don't know exactly which one you meant, left or right, but I did my best to explain what does it mean to feel safe Why is choosing divine feminine energy at its highest form? Now let's think about what its highest form means. Generally, it means it's something that we can never actually achieve. It's a consistent improvement to get to the highest form, because the highest form is something that's consistent. It has never been about a focal point or an end point or end goal of I've achieved enlightenment. That's the one thing about spirituality I think is false, is fake, is phony, and I don't fuck with it. That's my personal understanding. So that's the safe, yet the other is what I said as well as the scary. So I don't know which is which, but I hope that speaking this as clear as I could in the moment, for no matter who is watching, even on replay, that shit vibes with you, that it resonates with your heart, and that ultimately it helps you somehow, angry with me or not, fucking with me or not, that it gets you in the right energy.
Yeah, I just want to say something. I do see that is settling the best choice at the time. Settling is never the right choice. Because if you're settling, you already know that there's something else out there for you. So why would you literally be mediocre with yourself and with your choices?
That's Taurus shit. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone for now, but you know who I talked to who was a Taurus? Come on now. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, I was thinking about her, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that you thought of her.
I was like, I'm gonna lie. I'm trying to be nice. Okay?
Yeah, what about her?
Taurus energy. Taurus energy will choose the safe option if it's there, when it knows it has a better option, because at least it has something.
Oh, but even that person is evaluating her choices right now.
Oh, they always are. They always
Yeah.
are. They always
No, but
are.
she's prepared. I'm telling you, she's prepared. Because this is the funny thing of it. I don't know if this is Taurus archetype or if it's just this person, but when this person decides on something, is final.
Oh, it's final.
Even if it takes a little while, because that's something that I really admire. That I really admire. It might take this person a little while to understand these things and to make the choices, but once they make it, they never go back. Never ever.
That's what fixed energy is about. So, as much as somebody can be fixed, like let's say Taurus, in its sense of value, its sense of self, its sense of safety, as much as it can be fixed, when it decides to close that circle, eradicate, because it is a feminine energy, which means destruction, chaos, and eradication. When it decides to go, boom,
Yeah, it's out forever.
it is pretty much, and without a doubt, the next fixed option. You know what I'm saying? So even if that means that this next fixed option is by myself, it takes a Taurus a long time to get there, but it doesn't matter, because when they're there, they will be with themselves. And nobody can fuck with their self-esteem or their sense of worth in that moment. They can't fuck with their money. They can't fuck with their sex life. They can't fuck with their resources, including their home, including their body, including that nani. They can't fuck with none of that. When I say nani, I mean sex. Like I'm not gonna.
Sounds
I'm
like
not,
a freaking elementary school guy.
Listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Listen, I came out here to be raw, to tell you the top six toxic traits and behaviors in a relationship, because Venus in Libra is asking for the purification. And guess what? I am an Aries and I am here as fire to fucking purify. So we can do this shit all night long. All right, what we got? Number 3. I hope I answered that question for you, Court. I am making the next move. I want to say thank you for being in the chat. Thank y'all for commenting. Dang girlfriend. Dang it, girlfriend. Okay, bang. I see you. All right, so I'm about to buzz number 3. We're going to timestamp it. And I am officially rocking the, what is this? Attraction to attention and praise. Inclusion for a sense of self-worth. That's this, because we off. Okay? The witch in this scenario, we off. We out of there. All right? We out of there. So, really what we're rocking with right here, right now, number 3, the top 3, all right? The top 3, as we clear these lower energies when it comes to the emotions, the lower level frequencies, up to 1.5 miles. The type of energy that the dragon impacts when it comes to clearing out the lower frequencies. This is number 3. Is up to 1.5 miles of embracing, being attracted. Can you grab the dragon card when you can? You about to make that move? Make the move. Do your secret move. She's a secret spy move. Look at her. Wow, she's fucking gone. She's like, yeah. All right. So the number 3 is right here. When the number 3 toxic trait, all right, in this river, I see you. Venus and natal in the 11th or the 1st. I can't tell if you said the 1st or you meant the 11th. If it's the 11th, I have a Virgo in the 11th. So I can rock with you. My Sirius is in the 11th. My Placidus is in the 11th, Virgo as well. I have Virgo 11th house energy. Number 3 is being attracted to attention and praise. It is inclusion. Inclusion is a drug. I am saying inclusion. The desire to be included, okay, valuing Venus, finding worth, finding value in inclusion as a drug is the 3rd freaking toxic behavior that keeps you cycling in relationship patterns, that keeps you cycling in emotions that make you feel, that allow you to feel safe because you don't want to address what is unfamiliar in a new relationship with a new dynamic, business, love, or friendship that you will now begin to trust. Cardinal air of Libra is a new talk, a new thought, a new form of debating, as well as potentially getting into a passive argument that is polished and harmonious so that you can actually get by the egoic forms of the shadow of Libra. Aries. Aries is the egoic form. It's about speaking what it is. I myself am an Aries. Right or wrong, I'm an Aries. Sun, Moon, and Mercury. And so as a part of that, it's like there is, in the 5th house stellium, I will speak my thought. It will happen. It's like I am worth any and all of that. But Libra is making sure that my shadow can actually polish my discussion, my conversation, my sense of unique self, so that I can apply that unique self to Eileen's unique self, which is literally right here. Like how did you do that? How did you find the deep blue dragon? She goes through portals, okay? She goes through portals, and this deep blue dragon is here to clear the emotional lower frequencies, okay? It's here to clear the lower emotional frequencies. So Archangel Michael specifically it works with can help protect you with energetic, emotional, and intellectual boundaries. Boundaries that you just make because you're smart. And diving into inclusion as a drug, the 3rd toxic habit, okay? Focusing on praise, focusing on attention is just not gonna cut it in this next season. What do you understand about the 3rd?
Oh, yeah. I actually, I'm shook about that because my understanding when we wrote it down, there are some relationships that are karmic and there is no doubt on it. And there are some very weird karmas out there, I'm telling you. I had one with a guy that was literally the craziness karma. Because it was like, I understand for myself, I really logically understand, and I really don't want anything to do with this person. But something within me was like, say yes, just accept anything. Whatever he gives you, take it, even if it is an ounce of his time. I'm like, I know for myself that I deserve way more. So why do I keep falling on this? Why do I keep just getting on that? And I don't know if it was actually this, what's about him that made me want his attention even from a fraction of the time. Even if it was way less than I knew that I deserved. So whatever it is, just understanding our worth is not always enough. We really need to do some work. Some karmic work, some past lives work, some ancestral work, something else in order to get rid of it. Because it isn't until that I went to a healer and I understood my past life with this guy that I had this karma that it was a very fucked up past life that I could actually understand and let go and start cutting ties. It isn't an easy process. It has been a lot of layers still, because understand that if you have a karmic relationship with a person in this life, it is because you made a contract prior. You meant this for yourself too. So what are you trying to achieve? Why do you make him an asshole in his lifetime? Why do you make it the things that are happening? Why do you make a toxic relationship out of the two of you? You know that you're not meant to be together, and it's something that you logically know, but your soul has another information. His soul has another information. So getting rid of that, understanding, cutting ties, letting go, not only consciously in your mind, but also by your soul and also in your emotions, it is going to help just the final release of this whole relationship, of this whole toxicity.
Dang. Who heard her so far? Jamie, what's up? Shout out to you. One of the people that came to the last retreat. Today we actually mentioned and announced that we are running another retreat. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm so
Okay.
excited.
It is honest to God super duper early. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button if you have not hit it yet. If you're a member, thank you. Shout out to you. Drop some of the new emojis, fresh, custom made. We're running our next retreat. It is looking like on the early stages. We have much more to do when it comes to you and understanding what you want, what you vibe with, what you need to come in person to see us and heal for. Okay, and this is looking like a little bit of what Eileen is going to share with you for the next retreat. These are very early stages, these are very early ideas, and we want to hear from you. So what we want to ask you, honestly, is what makes you keep you? Tell us in the chat. What makes you choose the safe guy? And why did you date the bad guy where now you might want to come to a retreat to become your own guy?
Yeah, there's also this fear of being alone, this fear of, hey, I'm gonna die alone, which is not a good thing, so I don't know why we're running away from it. So understanding why are we doing these things, even if they are like low-level energies, because this is how we know. It doesn't matter if you are in a low-level energy emotion. What matters is what you do about it. If you actually get out of it, or if you allow yourself to stay in misery and in victim role, just suffering and letting yourself go through these relationships and through these cycles over and over again. Because this is something that I was telling to my boss, like, I am not repeating this lifetime, so I don't know how bad, I don't care how badly it hurts. I am ending this right now. Because we were just talking about these cycling things. She was like, I don't know why guys keep cheating on me. I don't know why. I keep my boundaries. I do this, I do that. Like, there's something there that you're not seeing for yourself. Like, for starters, why are you always in a relationship? Why don't you have time for yourself? And I mean, this is just something that is coming off the rib. It could be so many things. So I'm just opening this conversation for us to understand where is that coming from? Why is this happening? What do you want to change? So this is something that I actively would like you to do. And if you want to write it on the comments, I would really appreciate it. But what are the things that you've learned from your past relationships that just keep repeating themselves? In her case, my friend's case, it was people cheating on her. So that's something that she's attracting for some reason. There's something that she hasn't understood. There's something that she hasn't worked through. So what are the things that you like to change? What are the things that, if you're in a current relationship, what do you feel safe? Like, let's take the good things and the bad things. They're both equally important. What are the good things that you cherish, that you like about this relationship? And what are the things that you would like to change? And this could mean anything. Whatever triggers you, it doesn't matter how small it seems. It's very important to later understand how to transform your relationships into something that you actually like and that actually fulfill you. Because again, we are in this evaluation time. This doesn't mean that you're going to break up if there's something bad. This just means that you have two ways out. You have to understand if you can work through that or if you have to end it. But that is something that you have to work for yourself. And you can work through that if you don't understand what's bothering you. And if it has something to do with the other person or within yourself. We're right now in the mirroring phase. So whatever bothers you about the person, you have to work through with yourself first.
Yo, y'all don't even understand that channels are coming through. Like, you know the reason why I feel like, honest to God, that God wanted us? The beauty is we don't have any past karma, Eileen and myself. That's the beauty, right? But oh, hey, look at my baby girl. Baby need you, girl. Oh, baby, oh, I need you.
I see her lurking from the beginning. They're just like a tiny little
I
bit.
feel like she keep coming over a little bit, right? Yeah, I swear to God, the plant was not in the picture.
No.
It was not in the picture when we started.
I've been noticing, like, she's like,
She just hit one of these. She's like, yo, can I get some camera time? Yo, Ashley, you have Libra in your chart primarily because I personally read astrology. What the hell? I think I gotta pull another card. The dragons.
they're
The dragons just dropped. What did I say last? I personally read astrology. All right.
Yeah.
Ashley,
Just to say that she has some Libra.
Ashley, just because you're a part of the abundant reality, I'm gonna pull a dragon specific to you, and maybe somebody else vibes with it. All right. You do have Libra in your chart because, like I said, I read Placidus quite frankly, and that means that all 12 zodiacs, at a minimum, will have a cusp or something related. Now, it may not be relevant and important in your life more than your sun, your moon, your rising, your planets, your asteroids, but you do have it. And when Libra season, let's just say like right now, comes up, it's important to know your chart and to be able to check it. So last time I know you sent me your chart as a part of Abundant Reality. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the Abundant Reality gang. Love you. All right. You got Eileen on Sunday. Libra will still highlight that area. So when you look at the Placidus, it helps to know what is that cusp of Libra. It helps to know what is the degree in the Placidus of your Libra, because it will change the game on these seasons when you think, oh, well, nothing's happening to me. It's like, no, baby girl, there's a whole lot of things happening. Maybe you're not aware. So I say that with love. All right. You're in the group, so we can help you to figure that out. Jamie, I see you already ready for the retreat. Next one coming up. Looking like January on the early notice. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks like January on early notice. Number 4, I'm not getting a card yet, but we're gonna get one when we get one. All right, number 4. Did we get any comments? What's up?
No, nothing. I just saw number 4.
You copied and pasted?
I got it.
Oh, okay, because I was about to buzz it right there too. I beat you.
I was time stamping.
Yo, we're fast. I'm fast on the goddamn trigger.
He goes, I'm time stamping.
I'm an Aries. Okay, number 4. We gotta go first, baby. Okay, number 4. Hey, that's mad rude. You may not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Nope. It's a prime example, okay? I just had that glass on top of my dragon book, and that is a no. That is a... Thank you. That is an absolute no. And understand, like, you know, I'm naturally an aggressive and quick mouth, shoot off the top of the hip person. And that's just who I am. And so for her, it's like me energetically, she energetically embraced me as that is who and what I am, right? So this is the magic where, you know, through really understanding, talking, dedication to discussion and communication, it can be understood and taken. Even in this moment on the line that is like, I don't mean anything offensive about, that's not okay. It's just the simplicity of, I'm setting a clear boundary. This is how toxic relationships, this is how we choose self-sabotaging relationships. This is how we choose relationships that may only be karmic and yet not lasting, yet not forever, so that we can better address deeper and deeper levels of intimacy.
And this is also to learn about ourselves. Like, there was clearly an emotion. That's what makes the reaction of, hey, I just want to be reactive and say, go. So what is that emotion saying? That I want to be protective of the things that I have. And here's the thing. If I had to like, yeah, whatever, then that's not going to work and he's going to walk away. In his full right to do so. So that's exactly what's going to happen with their relationships. This is a mirror. That's why it doesn't matter how little this thing seems to you. It is super important. Even if it is with yourself, with your brother, with your sister, with your mom, you have to mark this boundary. If you don't start marking these boundaries early with the close persons to you, then how do you expect to do that in a relationship? It's just not going to happen. Oh,
I got the cute! We never got this one. It's the cutest little guy.
But we just got him recently, no? Like,
no, I didn't get him. I was scrolling through my deck. I was scrolling through my
Yeah,
deck.
I remember seeing him soon. Yeah.
Look at I don't know if you can see him, the little baby. I've never pulled this card, and he is fucking adorable. Okay? Listen, I don't even know what page he's on. I've never got it.
What's it called?
Sunshine Yellow Dragon, 68. It's the Sunshine Yellow Dragon. You want to read it and then put it back here? What the card says?
Yeah. It says, helps you to help animals. Serve animals, feel respect, and understand them. And here's the funny thing. Today, the moon mansion is about helping animals too. But also understand that it's also helping your instinctive animal, the raw instinct within yourself.
Drawing this card invites you to open your aura and allow yellow sunshine dragons to pour light into you, containing the keys and codes to understand at a profound level all the creatures of this planet. Then, send these yellow sunshine dragons to all humans who need change in their relationships. To need change in their relationships with animals. See the minds and hearts of these people blazing glorious yellow as they expand their perspective and see animals for who they truly are. It is also important to visualize the animals in the world being touched by sunshine yellow dragons and lighting up with hope. Be a sunshine yellow bridge of light along with these dragons. And that will put you in a place where you can travel to help the animals everywhere. You will occur good karma for all of y'all dealing with the toxic relationship karma as you assist your fellow creatures. Okay, this is freaking adorable. Now I'm going to show you while I have to maybe re-timestamp number 4, and we're going to timestamp that last one as the yellow soldier dragon and the animal that you got, okay? Because I'm going to get ready to pull you an animal. When I feel into this card intuitively, instinctually, right away, the moment Eileen says she doesn't feel like this animal, but like this, it told me, well, who and what is your spirit animal? Because for me, like, honest to God, I have multiple, and that's part of Cancer. That's also part of Virgo. Virgo and Cancer are animals, and it's like, on 10th house, for example, how you see me publicly, you see animals, which is why this has been my first deck. This is my first and beloved deck. This is my first deck I've ever had. And even then, some may consider a dragon an animal, even though our mouths will just slap the hell out of you, okay? But it's cute. Listen, like, for example, the wolf, my animal. The phoenix, definitely my animal, okay? The bear, which is closely related to Taurus, very closely, the bear is an earthly animal, closely related to Taurus, a very natural animal. You blocking your face. And I have one crystal that has the bear. It's a yellow citrine crystal. Yellow, it's yellow. Bro, I gotta get it to y'all today. I'm gonna pull y'all an animal, but first, we're gonna have Eileen read number 4. No, should we read number 4 or should we check the comment? Because I want to give them this animal. I don't know where it's at. I don't want to get lost. I don't want to get lost. I think it's in my backpack still.
What do you want?
My backpack. Alright.
So, I'm going to stall a little while and just talk about Jigglypuff. He was toxic. Yes.
What? Jigglypuff? What the hell is she talking about?
He put everyone to sleep. And then drew something in their faces.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was toxic as
I remember that. She's right. Jiggly. Yo, I can't believe you just sang that song. I remember that in my soul. Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff did sing.
Of course.
Yo, you're sick. Alright, ready? Check this out. You see the wolf? It's my citrine crystal. You see the wolf? You see the wolf. Now I'm going to show you the back of the wolf. You see the back of that head? It's the wolf. It's the back. When he turns away, he walks away from your ass, okay? Wolf is family, is tribe. So we're asking right now to connect to your animal. This is the wolf. If I turn it this way, this is the bear. Literally on this side is the sleepy bear. And if I turn it this way, you now have a fox. And these are the first things. The fox is one of my spirit animals, close to Gemini energy. It's very mystical. It's very good. It doesn't do well when it escapes from relationships. So when you find a good relationship, it's really asking you to fucking hold on. And I really want to say that, like, I feel like it goes under notice. Like, when you find a good relationship, you gotta hold on. You can't just pretend that it ain't good for you. And sometimes karmically, you're gonna have a good ass relationship. You're gonna finally find that right guy, the good guy. You're finally gonna find a woman who supports you and draws and attracts attention and energy to and for you, for your mission, your direction. You're gonna find this sometimes, and you're gonna let it go. You're gonna be a fucking dickhead, and you're gonna self-sabotage, which was number one. Okay? You're gonna self-sabotage in love because you realize now that I'm not ready. I didn't do my internal shadow work in the last 6 months of the year, starting from Libra season to Pisces, and all those 6 months in between. I didn't do my shadow work. And because I didn't do my shadow work, I'm sabotaging a relationship. And it hurts me because at one point, I didn't know I was sabotaging a relationship. At one point, I had to bite that bullet, and it hurt. It hurt because I didn't purify these mental demons outside of me during Libra season. Venus in Libra right now. And then later in life, you're going to realize after you evolve and you do your shadow work, you can do your journal prompts, you do your past life healings and regressions, you come to retreats with Eileen and myself, and you're like, yo, you're out here in fucking Mexico, you're out here getting that work, you're out here doing the work, you're learning, you're diving into astrology charts, you're going ahead, you're doing the candle magic, you're removing the blockages, okay? You blowing gas out your ass like I just did. Yeah!
Say me.
I let one out, and then I was like flowing, and I was like, yeah, get them demons out, P. And I was like, oh.
I was ready to be so discreet because I didn't notice the first gas, and I was like, I'm not gonna shed any. He was tripping when he realized like que pedo. He's like, what fart?
In Spanish, that shit means what fart. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, I just farted a whole lot. It came out one soft, and then they started vibrating, and then they started singing, and then the next thing it was an orchestra, and I was like, I was on point, okay, I was on channel, I was on flow. And it's the simplicity. I see somebody, one of the members out here says something, intuitive wisdom. What up, Jake?
Hey, but something that you need to know about farts and burps is that they're purifying.
They are purifying. I'm seeing some heat in the chat. I'm seeing some Leo supporting some Taurus, and I'm loving it. It's like game time out here. It's like, what did I see? Can you report live?
Wow, mics are me. Can you tell if someone else hasn't done their shadow work, or does the shadow work you haven't done overshadow everything? Oh yeah, no, girl, it's when you know the difference. When we're questioning ourselves at this point. Yeah, this is something that we're talking about. That understanding when we're mirroring. This is something that is super, super clear. You really understand. And at this point, Courtney, I swear, you know, you just know. Even if it is an intuitive level, even if it is subconscious and not so much in the awareness right now, you do know. The first intuitive thing that comes into your feeling into your body, that is the intuition, that is the right decision, not the things that you think. You already know. That's why you're writing all of these things down. You already know because your mind is overthinking all of this in order for you to try to get to the other direction. What is the answer that you want? That's not the right one.
That's self-sabotage. That's choosing ghost.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamie.
Yo, the way she did the, yeah. I was like, damn, bro, you savage. You just gonna cut it right there like this. Yeah. You ever be in a conversation, somebody just stop talking and you wait for them to say more and they're like,
No, the channel's closed. Like, I said what I had to say.
Okay, listen. We say this with love, Courtney. Welcome to the abundant reality. Understand that you already put yourself in the position to exceed and excel. all right, with the people that are with the like minds. And that's why you're stepping the fuck up out of Idaho and you're telling these motherfuckers that you're the hoe. Not you. Like you the hoe. Idaho, like...
Just, you see, it's like everything's like, whoa.
Listen, and that's why we got this emoji. Bang.
Bang.
For whatever anybody else is thinking, all right, don't get off track. On Sunday, we got week 8, Abundant Reality. Right now, we're on timestamp number 4 of the toxic traits, all right? When it comes to the abundant reality, bang. And that is wearing a mask and repressing sexual desires and needs, okay? Earthly and spiritual. And this is where you want to check in with your planet Ceres, the asteroid, to understand that Ceres, the asteroid, is the largest asteroid in our solar system, closest to the vicinity of the Earth. And Ceres will help you understand your earthly needs, okay, from a feminine and intuitive and nurturing motherly light level. Different than the moon. The moon will help you understand your emotional and the watery intuition that comes with the moon energy. The insights and the premonitions with the moon energy, right? Uh-oh, we about to get gang?
I'm so sorry.
We get gang?
I wanna read this. From Courtney with Love. I'm in Iowa. You the hoe.
I love it, yo.
That was so funny.
Courtney, I'm not gonna lie to you, yo. I think like 2 days ago, I didn't even have this conversation with Eileen. I was like, I swear to God, like 2 days ago, I was about to ask Eileen, like, yo, let's invite Courtney to fucking Mexico. I swear to God, I didn't even say it yet. This is the first time I'm saying it out loud live. The first time y'all both hearing it. And I was like, yo, I felt it in my soul. I was like, yo, let's invite Courtney out here to fucking Mexico. And that comment just further confirmed in my soul. When I saw that I was like, Iowa, you the hoe. That shit was like, come to Mexico, baby girl.
Oh, Jesus, yeah, girl.
I'm gonna make a fart emoji. I'm gonna do it.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a fart emoji.
Yes.
For now, we're gonna blow that gas from the witch, okay? Cause she glowing, so she gotta be toxic, okay? She's glowing, so something gotta be. You don't want no stick that's glowing, okay, ladies? You don't want that shit to glow, okay? No, if it's glowing, it's wrong. If it's glowing, it's going. Okay, out of here. All right. Cause it's sulfur. She said sulfur. Yo, she said sulfur, yo.
Yeah, good thing we got the fan going on.
You're making me want to put the skeleton as a yellow emoji. That might have to be the update. Cass said sulfur. That reminds me of Supernatural when they got the sulfur and the yellow eyes. We got.
Oh, I never watched Supernatural.
The sulfur was like demons. So in real life magic too, sulfur means demons. If you can smell sulfur, you gotta know what sulfur smells like.
Like farts.
Like farts.
That's why you close your how do you call it? The toilet seat.
Net feng shui, basic feng shui. Thank y'all all for being here. Thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up. Okay? 11 on screen. Thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up. Thank y'all for being part of the membership, joining in, using the emojis, getting involved, helping to support the fees related to Canva, the website, and more. Me traveling abroad, running these retreats. Trust me, I promise you it'll cost money to run retreats. I promise you it'll cost money to run retreats, okay? So thank y'all for the support, all right? Sulfur is rotten, absolutely. I can't wait to see y'all again. Gang, I'm dying, I'm coming. Courtney, Jamie, I hope y'all get to meet. If y'all two motherfuckers met at the last retreat, if you only knew how buck the fuck wow that would have been. In Mexico, in Puerto Escondido, we were damn near in the hidden portal, which is what it stands for, off the grid. It got... So, number 5. No, number 4, my bad. Number 4, we got to bust number 4. Can I timestamp 4? We never really hit it.
Yeah.
My bad. I got so excited. So number 4, we're ready to blast off, okay? November is blast off Sagittarius season, all right? Next retreat, absolutely. It's gonna be, we're looking at January in the most realistic format. We're looking at January.
Yeah, because we might not give you also like the best. We're not gonna rush it. That would be disrespectful to everyone here.
Bang. What up, Ashley? Nice to see you. Okay, so number 4, of the toxic behaviors in Libra season, Venus in Libra, that is being purified, is wearing a mask. Okay, a lot of people do understand Libra as a superficial energy. I made a message today that is actually not a superficial energy. It's not that simple. Libra sees instinctually up front the superficiality coming as almost a mirror, and is balancing out what you give it by giving it back to you with such rapid and fast instinct, but polishing it in a way that you don't even know, you never do know, of when it disses you and how it disses you, even through a compliment. And that's Libra's energy. Libra can sit there and say, damn, like, is that a new toothpaste? Like, your teeth are shining. In reality, your teeth are shining yellow. You understand what I'm saying? Your teeth is shining yellow, but Libra knows. Libra can disrespect you, and you over here like, really? I've been using a new toothpaste, and you know deep inside, like, you tried to make some shifts and changes because you got halitosis, right? And so it's like Libra can respect you and disrespect you at the same time, but it's only doing that because that's the energy that you're giving out to the person.
So,
go ahead, hit me. Wearing a mask, repress sexuality. Okay,
yeah, here's the thing. The first time that he was like, yeah, wearing a mask, I don't know about you, but my personal understanding of a mask is something that you wear to be fake around others. But this mask right now is referring to ourselves, the mask that how we hide ourselves from us, literally. What are the hidden desires? Because I'm telling you, I'm going back again to my own experiences, and I was in a relationship when I was supposed to be happy because I had everything that I wanted and that I needed. But the real thing is that that's why I was so miserable, because I wasn't actually doing the things that I wanted. I was just abiding by the things that I thought that I wanted, or that people around me were like, yeah, this guy is so good for you. And this is coming back again to the same guy. But yeah, he's so good for you. He's like this. He's handsome. He cares for you. He's so cool. He has a degree. He has a car. You should be set. And I'm like, but that's at the end of the day not something that I want, need, or desire. So let's understand dropping the masks for ourselves.
Ashley, I'm going to ask about that. I don't understand it yet, what you said. I'm going to ask in a moment. But I want to finish number 4, which is really, after number 4, we'll get to you, Ashley. And it's about by now, let's say when you come to the understanding that the mask has never been about, what you're showing to other people. The basic false representation of what people understand a rising sign as. We think of our rising sign as the mask that other people see, right? And if anything, in some capacity, the 10th house is about what other people see of you publicly, right? The rising sign is not necessarily the mask that's the cause or the representation of what it feels or looks like when you repress your sexual energy, okay? That's more 10th house, outside external image and reputation, how you socially appear to the world. The rising sign is more of your offensive and your defensive ability, okay? And the first thing that you do when you rise, as you wake up in the morning, which is not necessarily, you ain't showing people in the external world what you do first thing in the morning, unless you are in that lower, lesser frequency of Libra, which cares about what other people think. And that's a very different story. That's not the identity of Libra. People get Libra jacked the fuck up and twisted. And because they don't understand it, they judge it to the point of criticism. Yo, I can't wait all month long. I'm here to break Libra's back. Wide the fuck open. Passive aggressive this. Okay? But I'm going to get deeper now, right? I'm going to get one step deeper. And I'm going to go into repressing sexual desires and needs, okay? So I want to say off the rip, who in here has repressed their sexual desires? Who in here has repressed their inner child? Because it's the same thing. Your sexual desires is a part of the same center of your child and how it creatively expresses itself as exactly such, a child. how it approaches and addresses artwork, beauty, creativity, learning wild random topics without having to focus on a curriculum that's being forced or shoved, without having to be indoctrinated, and aka your power being stolen from you, your power center being your sexual energy. One of the reasons why the next retreat is about to blast off looking like January 2023. Because the inner child energy is not as simple as, hey, this little kid that didn't get to play when it was younger. It's the consequences that that same exact kid who was given too many responsibilities and a false notion and expectation, which Venus and Libra will find a way to purify the relationship expectations as we dive into a deeper version in this Aries retrograde in Jupiter, to a deeper version and philosophy of exactly our boldest and most unique and instinctive 0 to 2-year-old self. I'm about to spit fire down your earlobes. It's awkward, I know. It's absolutely awkward. Can you sing an awkward song?
What's an awkward song?
That's the point.
I love it.
I hit her with a scrambled egg. It's not scrambled though.
No, you have to shake it before.
No, you're getting oozed on. Yep. You're getting oozed on. So listen, I want to check the chat. I hope y'all dropped in. What are the repressed sexual desires? What are your repressed sexual needs? And I actually want to address this at an earthly level. So you're a woman in the chat, and I want y'all to share y'all so we can get address you and help you out. What is, if not now, back then, or if not that, moving forward in the future? What are those sexual desires that have been repressed within you?
Well, it was this first relationship where really there wasn't enough sex for me. But I was too shy to ask for something because it just seemed like everything else was too perfect, which actually wasn't. So it was like, I cannot ask for anything else. When in reality, like, this is my early pleasure. This is something that I want for myself, and why can't I have it? Why shouldn't I have it? So that's one. But there's also, and I know that a lot of the girls in the chat, in the video, whoever is watching this, are going to relate. These false expectations about sex. Like, why the guy has always got to finish, and that's where sex stops. It doesn't matter if I am fulfilled or not, if I reach to my orgasm or not. Why is your orgasm more important than mine? And that is something that is just way overlooked. Why is my personal sexual desire not being fulfilled? Why is everything that I want not as important as yours? And this is something that we have to start looking at as a society and to start speaking about it, because that I feel like, ooh, something just fell out.
Mm-hmm. Right when I was thinking, what do you desire, Courtney? I swear to God, I was just thinking, I was reading the comments, I'm trying to scroll up, and it's like, not what I desire, and it's like, I can't get enough. Like, I can't get enough, and I'm guessing if it went to what I desire. I can't get enough of what I desire. I bet you was yours.
Your answer is great.
Nah, that's the overall.
That's all. This is.
So this is the Uranus in retrograde, which is affecting Taurus energy the most. All right, I have some dates for you that I want to give out briefly. I'm going to get back to the message. February 17th, 2022, earlier this year, approximately 8 months ago, okay, in relationship dynamics, there were emotional desires, sexual changes, desires for sexual pleasure and change that were happening. Yet, you recognize that there were certain disciplines that you had to stay and remain responsible with, potentially in business partnerships or with your certain friendships. You maintain obligations that could have hurt your own sexual relationships and pleasure. If not that, okay, you would have found that you were facing goals and limitations with those goals that you had, even if the goal was to get enough, even if the goal was to embrace your desires, even if the goal was to actually explore more deeply an intimate connection that did not end when the guy ended or the guy finished, okay? Especially right now as a woman is what I want to call out. So Look forward to the October eclipse coming up. Okay, I think on October 25th, if I'm not mistaken. I could be messing that up. Next eclipse is October 14th or the 25th. I'm losing track. And then the next one after that, that one's in Taurus, I believe. And then the next one after that is the November 8th eclipse.
Yeah,
Okay.
October 25.
Okay, thank you. I'm on point. Who is it in? You don't know. It's not the one. That's not the one.
No.
Is it Taurus?
This was just a
I
quick.
think the first one is
Yeah,
Scorpio.
no,
I think the first one is a new moon in Scorpio, and then the full eclipse ends in November. November -6, 11 minus 6 is what? 5. So yes, 5. So the new moon will be in November, supposedly, and the full moon closing should be in October 25th. Okay, October 25th should be the full moon closing, and then the November 8th should be the new moon.
October 25th is a new moon. New moon in Scorpio.
Okay, I got it backwards. Forgive me.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hit Scorpios and Taurus the hardest, but then the next two in line will be Aquarians and Leos. Y'all gonna get jacked up. Wherever those are in your chart, check in with February this year, you have a synthesis. June 14th, 2021, not this year, June 14th, 2021, check back. Uranus retrograde was at 13 degrees. So you were stepping into the bolder version of yourself, ready to go to war for your sense of worth and values, even against the system. Finally, June 24th, 2021, Uranus retrograde was at 11 degrees. So this is the degree where you might have even potentially been thinking about suicide. You might have been rapidly having thoughts that were overthinking, and you were like, you know what, fuck this, I want to commit suicide. I'm ready to just dip out. The system is too much pressure. The discipline that it takes, self-discipline and even discipline from society for my hopes and my dream that it takes is just not worth it. Back December 2021, okay, approximately 10 months ago or so. And you now are with this Uranus retrograde ready to recognize what it means to sacrifice for joy, happiness, projects, and finances, and where you're willing to rearrange within all those areas. So that's the square between Aquarius and Taurus. This fell. I hope it mattered. I want to finish up and check in with the comments.
Yeah, because this happened just as we were speaking
Recently.
about. Yeah, as we were speaking about the desire, the feminine sexual needs, urges, and why suddenly the males' urges became more important. That's false. And just for general information, I think November 8 is the full moon in Taurus. So that's where some of these issues are going to be closing.
Courtney, I feel you on that. I need to have more attention on me, not even about desire, but just to be held. I feel you on that because I had to learn to embrace for myself as one of my shadow aspects, which is Taurus. Okay, my 7th house is Taurus. So it's the shadow aspect of myself, but it's also in a sense my partner. And I had to recognize that as a 5th house stellium, that's a lot of Leo energy, that I needed to speak up and be clear and also set my own personal consequences without having to be punished based. Okay, because consequences, when you set a boundary, they must be met with a consequence. But a consequence is not a punishment. Okay, they're very different. So it's not like silent treatment. Silent treatment is a punishment. A consequence is a follow-up to a boundary that then we need to, with Venus and Libra, start to value the purification that happens after the boundary is set. Because the boundary is in Virgo at 6th house, okay, earthly, and then the intellectual, logical, masculine push, new push into communication is now Libra, the 7th house, which says, with masculine energy, I will reinforce and I will protect my Virgo woman who has basically set these mental and these toxic, set boundaries against these toxic realities, against these toxic and physical manifestations. I, Libra, will protect my woman, Virgo. I am the man and I will protect my woman, Virgo, with logical and rational filtration and purification through the shadow of my Aryan flame. I will go to war for my Virgo woman. And that's what Libra is here to do. So this is the season. Venus is now in Libra. The sun is in Libra. So our awareness, our sense of authority, our sense of power is on the balancing of Libra. It's not doing this. We're trying to get it from doing this to just slowing it down and then calibrating. Oh, little dip, unexpected. But, okay, I think we're stable. No, we're stable. We're good. No, what was about to be nuclear is not, because my boundaries had a simple consequence, just enough so that my partner recognized that this is something I care about. This is something important to me. And so I had this clarity of, look, if you're talking to me, you're talking to me. You will not, I will not engage you if you're talking to me and you're doing this. And if I'm doing this, I don't want to be talking to you either. At bare minimum, I want you to say the same thing, the golden rule Eileen pronounced earlier. Hey, listen, I would appreciate it more if while we were talking, because this is serious, if this was something that was not very serious to me, not very personal, I can just let it go. And that's a part of emotional honesty that the blue dragon is here to clear for these lower frequencies energies. If you've been rocking with the full message, I want you to drop some fucking rocket emojis, because we're getting ready to blast off in cuffing season, Libra season. Cuffing season does not mean sustainability. It does not mean that the relationship will last, especially because the 6 months of the last year and one of the toxic relationships is repressed sexual desires. So you can't choose the safe guy or, the self-sabotaging, or what's the second one we put up? I don't even fully remember in the exact moment. You can't choose the attention and praise over inclusion.
Yeah.
And so this is important while we're on this talk of attention and praise, which is number 3. And how it can be inclusion as a drug. You can't include yourself in a relationship just for the praise. It's more than welcomed. I invite. We need to hit that thumbs up, okay? Hit that thumbs up on this YouTube video, but we need to invite, okay?
And something I forgot about inclusion is just doing it because everyone else is doing it. Not just because every one of your girlfriends is in a relationship that you have to be in one.
And keep that thought and go back to it, because it applies to babies too. But I want to hit this part on Courtney where when I'm in a relationship, I want all eyes on me, and so do I. And so when all eyes are not on me, what I need to watch for is silent manipulation. I need to make sure that in those moments, I don't silently make sure that she or Eileen knows that there's a problem.
And call it out. Like, this is simply because people are not mind readers. This is one of the first rules of psychology. Whoever you're having an issue with, they're not mind readers. You have to say it out loud. You have to say it with words, and you have to say it from a place of the heart. Like, I feel like you're doing this and it's hurting me because of that. If you could be more mindful, then that's cool. If not, then I set my boundary, then I go away, then whatever happens, happens. And what you were saying about the silent treatment, like, of course that's not a punishment. I mean, it is a punishment. That's not something that you should actively be doing, because that's some passive-aggressive behavior. And it's acting up because of some negative, it's acting from a low energy level emotion.
It's narcissism in its early forms. It's narcissism in its early forms, okay? That's what you do to narcissists. You gray wall them. You stop talking when you realize that they're never going to realize. You basically stop talking. You get ready for the fucking storm, because now they're going to really start acting up. Now you're going to have to start getting police involved and restraining orders. And this is serious. Venus in Libra is the purification. Understand right now, I have a client that I'm working with one-on-one right now. Thank you for that thumbs up. I see you. And it's like, she had to call the police. Okay? She had to get restraining orders. Matter of fact, when I was like 21 years old, this girl broke my heart. She didn't know me with so many goddamn friends. She had to get a restraining order on me. And that shit broke my heart back then. In all sincerity, it fucked with me so hard that the woman that I love the most not only cheated, but then when I fucking flipped out about it, I had a restraining order on me. I was fucking gone mentally. That shit sent me completely over the edge. And so the reality is, Thank God she did. Because in all sincerity, one, it taught me that early lesson that I needed to know and understand, so that now, 10 years, 12 years later, I have a client, and when it's time, I'm like, fuck yeah, get that restraining order on him. Because I knew what I was going through mentally, emotionally, as a male in that moment. And this is one of the things where, like, men and women, we do not operate the same on this level. A male's crazy and a woman's crazy is not the same. I'm going to say it again. A male's crazy and a woman's crazy is not the same. But the simple reality, justice, okay, divine justice, divine law need to be put down. And in that moment, and it's almost like my karmic body knew early that I was not going to understand. So divine law was like, let's make sure that as a karmic contract with this person, that we keep her safe by putting a restraining order on me and teach me a lesson at the same time. We're talking toxic relationships. So far, yeah, we didn't really talk about the toxic shit that really fucking goes on, which is why you might want to come to this next retreat. But me, myself, I am sitting here spilling the beans that this is one of my toxic fucking behaviors. That at that point in time, I was knocking off heads. Dudes was getting clipped in clubs. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I had no regard for any human's life. And I heard a lot of people that did not deserve it. So damn right, she was in her place to get that restraining order on me fucking 10, 12 years ago. Let's be fucking honest. Scorpio rising, I do what I do. I'm an Aries, I do what I do. Inflicting pain on somebody, inflicting pain on me, this is a simple and low energetic, toxic ass behavior. Yet it is what it is. So it's time to just simply embrace this shit and follow through with the grace with this shit. And throw those middle finger emojis up, okay? Because you get to recognize and indulge and dive into the deepness of what it feels like to evolve from these lower level energies. Me now being able to 10, 12 years later come back and teach why this was important, why this doesn't hold me back, why this blasts me off into the future and allow me to help everyone else to work through Scorpio in the South Node. You understand what the words are coming out of my mouth? When all that pain rises, it allows me to have the real keys and the blueprint to help walk people across that line in the way that I did 10, 12 years ago. On this particular instance. Toxic relationships at its finest, but us getting through it, inviting you to come, to get engaged, to get interested in what this next retreat will look like around the time of January 2023. Stay in tune with the updates as we get to the top 5. Moving on to the top 6, we're going to timestamp number 5 of the toxic behaviors that we indulge and dive into in a relationship that Venus in Libra will begin to purify. You want to read Jamie's comment? I'm going to read Jamie. I feel like I got to get to Jamie's comment. I didn't see this. I'd be wondering if I'm happy, or I'd be wondering at this point if anyone is capable of making me happy. You're not wondering. I make myself happy, then I reach out. Okay. I feel like you want to talk on that. I just felt it in your soul.
I mean, why would you look for happiness in somebody else? If you're doing that, that's just inherently wrong. It's never going to work out. Whatever factor you're looking at, it doesn't even have to be a relationship. If you're looking for happiness in a job, if you're looking for happiness in a pet, if you're looking for happiness in whatever it is, it's never going to make you happy. It's never going to fulfill you, because the happiness comes from within yourself. And it is something talking from experience. I'm telling you, I had the seemingly perfect life and I still wasn't happy. I was in a great job. I was doing what I liked. I was with a guy that was supposed to be perfect. I had a good relationship with my friends, with my family. Balance. Everything was supposed to be okay, and I still wasn't happy because it doesn't depend on anyone else but myself. So that's just what I saw wrong with that statement. Like, why would anyone have to make you happy?
To my responsibilities as a kid, my baby girl was so confused for the longest time. How beautiful is she? Created the thing that she created. Absolutely. Good for you. Had to go to my car for this one. Gang, I get that. I get that. When you can't even be around, motherfuckers can't even listen, because you're like, yo, look, I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings if you listen in too deeply. I get it.
You need to have more attention of me, more eye contact. Well, that's something. This is one prime example.
What did you say? Can you say the comment?
That I need to have more attention on me, more eye contact.
That's what I was
This is
talking about
something-
before.
But this is something that you have to speak out. Like if you're just going around looking at the person like,
Get out of my face.
yeah, that's exactly the reaction that you're gonna get.
She got
Like,
me
you
one
have
to
to-
get out my face. Oh, get out my face. Oh, get out my face. Oh. Maybe you want to wild out like, you get out my face, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm making eye contact because I want eye contact.
Apparently.
But no, you see, that's what's wrong with it. And obviously this is a skit and this was like,
Steaming.
Demon!
My grandmama told me I don't like noise.
Oh, no. Yeah, and this is obviously like an exaggeration is to make a point, but just talk it out loud. It wouldn't be like, hey, I would really like, it means a lot to me to make eye contact because this way I feel like I'm connecting more with you. And then if he goes like that and isn't even listening to me, then like, well, F this and F all of that, I don't need this. You just evaluate for yourself. If it's something that you really cannot live without, then you leave. If this person is not meeting your expectations, then you leave and you go forward. Because again, you don't need anyone but yourself. You don't need a relationship. So until you find someone that meets every one of your needs, desires, and is actually complementing yourself, because this is what it is. It's a complement in order to reach this this divinity. But otherwise, why wouldn't you be with just yourself? That's a perfectly good place to be at, especially if you're figuring these things out for yourself.
It would be a lot to satisfy you metaphysically. Intuitively speaking. Ooh, that just got me like, I felt lifted on that comment, Jay. I love y'all. I love y'all all so much. I just want to take another extra moment to say I love y'all. Before we get to top 5, I'm going to timestamp a tarot poll, okay? We're going to pull a tarot to update you on the last 4. We're going to pull some tarot cards briefly, Eileen is, and really just like...
Oh, I'm doing it, tarot.
I don't have tarot cards. I got dragons and
Okay,
animals.
no, it's fine.
All right. So we're going to pull a tarot card for y'all as we get closer to time stamping. We're going to time stamp the tarot poll. And honestly, so far, the tarot poll is going to be about what do you need in this next step of purification. Okay? We're going to say something like purification tarot poll. What do you need in this next step of purification? In the relationship with your boss, more specifically co-workers, the people you're in therapy with the relationship you have with mentors and coaches, with the relationship you have as a student with a mentor or coach, or with the relationship you have as a coach or mentor with a student, the people you're giving therapy to, the people you're taking therapy from, including your lovers. How many of us have our lover as our best friend, our best therapist, our best fucking man, our best woman, okay, our business partner? How many times? That's already a relationship you got to check in with. You got to make sure you balance out the friendships. You can't have your lover be your best friend, your mammy, your goddamn sex toy, okay, your goddamn butt plug, and okay, that was weird, right? And your yeah, I did. My point is, don't put.
Well, I tune out for a second and then I come back and it's like butt plug.
Yeah, the point is you can't rely on your lover to be your absolutely everything. That's a fairy tale. You gotta respect yourself, and a part of respecting yourself is making sure you're having relationships not only within yourself, which starts first and foremost, but for yourself. And relationships has an S on the end. That does not necessarily mean you are here giving everybody the ding-a-ling, but it does mean that you're giving your attention to a balanced position of people in the world, because your lover is not the only person. The person you fucking is not the only person in the world that needs your love, your attention, your light, your nurturing ability, your teaching wisdom, or just your listening ear. We got to balance out, and that's what Libra's here to do. So what you got for their poll?
8 of Wands, but reversed.
But reversed.
Yeah, so the 8 of Wands energy is about controlled movement. It's about literally thinking before you do things, and not just go like berserk and shoot everything and everyone without thinking. It's acting and then asking questions later. Which brings us to the reverse form of this, which is literally avoiding the self-sabotage. There are things that we things that we cannot control. There are things that are in our subconscious, things that are in our unconscious self. So pay special attention to your dreams, pay special attention to everything that you do, everything that triggers you, whatever emotions are rising. Don't just sweep them down the floor, because they are trying to give you a message. This 8 of Wands is all about that, understanding these messages that are coming from the subconscious, because if you let them act for yourself, then you're gonna keep going into this cycle. This way people just get caught into these old patterns. I kept dating people with the exact same name for the longest time. This is a weird one, and I know that it could have been way worse. I know there's people that get caught in abusive relationships, I know there's people that got cheating, but it is because there was something in the subconscious trying to get out and it wasn't going. So you just get caught up, and it always gets bigger and bigger and bigger, so you can see it. So let's understand this for a second. Take a break, take a moment to think for yourself, what are these things that are happening surrounding you, what are these instinctual actions that are going through. And I feel like I should let you talk.
I'm sorry, no, butt plugs.
Baby.
I'm mad childish, yo, I'm sorry. I fucked up on channel message. Somebody said butt plug.
Babe, you were the first one to say butt plug.
It's funny as hell.
I know.
Ah, that light's so bright. Jesus. That you want some chips, right? I'm ready for a burger or something. Today is not the day to eat
Meat.
It's not the day to eat meat.
You could eat dairy though.
But man, I'm about to get me a vegan taco out here. They got them down the street for like $1.50. Oh, like $1. It's like $1 for a vegan taco. Mole, chicharron, chipotle. God damn. I'm sorry I fucked up her channel message. I did it, yo. She hit me with the butt plugs and I died. Like honestly, deep down inside, I died. I was trying to read the comments and like, I was trying to be serious. I was searching for like how to help y'all, how to support y'all in your suffering.
I was telling you, that's exactly my first reaction, the one that you had, because I was going through my channeling and they're saying, yeah, message, and then I come back and the person I hear, yeah, butt plug. What? It was bad out of context too.
Like I said, my nickname's asshole. Right after the butt plug comment, this is getting serious. Oh man.
Oh, but I think actually it's a little bit back. So this was just divinely timed.
Yeah, I get it. I'm here. All right, listen. Yeah, I'm mad funny. Are eggs meat? No, eggs are not meat. So today is a bad day to eat meat, but it's okay to eat cheese and eggs and dairy. Today was okay to eat dairy, eggs, cheese. You're gonna be able to digest it and be perfectly fine. Yeah. Just today. Thank y'all again for the members out here in the chat. I want to say I love y'all. I think we got about 6 or 7 members coming in hot, coming in fresh. It's only the 3rd live I've ever did while members was even available. And we already have more members than lives that I've done since it was available. So for me, it's like, that's an absolute joy. I'm gonna go ahead and remind y'all that these emojis are fucking hot and I made them myself. Okay, so I'm loving it. Before we get into number 5, out of the top 5, all right, out of the top 5, wait, before we do, I gotta, let's summarize for them. What is this earthly versus spiritual? Wearing a mask and repressing your sexual desires, repressing our needs. So Eileen kind of gave you her take on it, and it's like, for me, I don't feel like I really gave that take. I am gonna actually hit the thumbs up button if you're new in here. J-Lo, shout out to you. I see you in the chat. Listen. Repressing sexual desires. I feel like this comes out from the male side as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's like, this is one of the things that happened for me, right? When I look at like toxic relationships, balancing out, purifying relationship, purify dynamic, sexuality are energies, masculines and feminines, right? And so it's like, I'm a male. As a male, and especially as a black male, I know growing up, right, the conditioning is, bati boy or bunum is like literally burn him at the stake. That's what they would say if you said anything that remotely sounded gay. Bati boy, it means like gay man, literally. Boy, bati boy, the boy that likes the body, okay? Boy that likes the body off the rip. So what does that do for me as a kid? When you talk about sexual energy or expression, what does that do? That blocks creativity. Now that's something very indirect than what you would think or what you would feel or kind of lean into, right? It's not like I'm sitting there witnessing homosexual relationships growing up. This is coming in school, right? As a form of bullying, unconsciously for many, many people of their parents, not even mine, another person's parents that are now projecting. Yet, as a child, God knows, I don't know that I'm a fucking channel, and I'm taking in projections and energies and helping people to understand themselves by basically, what is it called when you take it in and you embody it, in something. I forget what the fuck it's called. Internalizing, right? So now there's this internalization process that's happening. Yet, what's the simple reality? Shout out to you, J-Lo. I see you became a member. I'm gonna give you more love in a moment. I want to say thank you. What's happening through the internalization? I, as a male, am blocking my sexual energy, which is my creative energy, which is my creative life force, which is my ability to see clearly through the fog as a masculine energy, which means what? In return, including, let's say in this instance, let's say for other males or women, well, it doesn't even matter. Now it's the inclusion, you want this? It's the inclusion of what? it's the inclusion of what? It's me now being around and surrounded by everyone that feels as well, and reinforcing the limitations of creative and childlike sexual energy. Sexual energy is childlike. It is the manifestation, okay, of relationships. The sacral chakra is relationships. Everything we're talking about right now is Libra, which is relationships. So it is the manifestation in relationships of blocked relationship energy. And this is just an example from the male side as one example, right? Because you see sexuality, you see spirituality diving into, the pride movement and more, right? IGBQT, you see it involved in it, and it's like, why are these things reborn? Because the child has been institutionalized. It has been indoctrinated, myself included. This is a part of the indoctrination. Look at religion and how much fucking priests are raping little boys. Let's talk about it for a moment. What is the impact on that on toxic relationships? Libra is here to bring divine justice. Look, this shit just took a side curveball. You didn't even understand. You didn't even know it. And so it's like, if I look at myself, again, as a black male, and this is a part of the stimulation and the conditioning, when I come through now in Libra season, these are some of the purification as we step into Scorpio, which is where sexuality is at its purest form. So for me, part of that impact would now be what? Coming across topics like menstrual sexual, or like, damn, is a menstrual sexual gay? Oh fuck, we can't do gay, because gay gets you ranked on, or it gets you bullied. So it's like, if I see myself in modern times, it's like, menstrual sexual is a much more clearer of a definition of how I move, how I dress, how I act, how I behave. Much more. And it goes above and beyond all that. The ability to talk and speak up for the next guy, who may even decide that he is in the process of exploring sexuality. Toxic relationships. The relationships now, what happens? Me wearing the mask, repressing my own sexual energy and nature is doing what? Not allowing me to create emojis that J-Lo just sat there and joined up with my own creative and sexual energy. By storing it and using it with purpose and direction. So that I can better and further attract the people that are aligned. This is one of those prime examples. So this goes way outside of just sexual desires. It's when you are not being repressed with your sexual energy, you now have a higher and a potent level of creative energy. The type of energy that can create a physical baby. Blast off. Listen, I ain't even get to go as deep in that as I want, but we're gonna move to number 5. Yo, thank y'all for being members out here. Ashley was another one of them that joined the membership today, I believe. I don't know if that's true or not. Eileen told me that. I didn't see it, but she told me you did. So I want to say thank you. I don't even know how she know when it's my damn channel, and I don't even get it. But whatever, she said you did, so I want to say thank you.
Well, for starters, she's using your emojis. She has a laurel. Her name is in green.
Well, I saw that part. That's why I'm reiterating. Yo, I think it's something, sometimes, yeah, abuse. Motherfucker.
Alright.
Number 5.
Did we use already one? No. Using the 6 for Uranus. Okay.
Is that number 5?
Yeah.
Okay, who in the chat hit the thumbs up? Not if you did, but just in general. Who in the chat? I love those emojis. Gang, thank you for the membership. Who in the chat has used sex as a form of escapism? And don't just say yes or no, but help us understand of why you did it. Why did you use sex as a form of escape in your life? And how has that become, over time, a toxic behavior, a toxic pattern in the relationship that's going through a purification process in Libra?
So, from my personal experience, I was like, I don't want to be in a relationship. Yeah, low.
Wait, I thought she already had joined the membership. I'm confused.
No, I meant to tell you, but you were so.
Oh, my bad. Yo, I swear I thought I saw that before. Yo, maybe I was in my psychic shit.
Yeah,
I swear to God, I thought I saw it in the chat. I'm so sorry. I feel like I pressured you into like a life or death situation, like join or die. My bad. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? I'm so confused. My bad. Thank you. I'm confused. I'm happy at the same time. Thank you, Jamie.
J-Lo.
Thank you, J-Lo. Can I say everybody?
Okay, say everybody.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, J-Lo. Thank you, Ashley. I want to say I rock with all of y'all. I appreciate you.
Music Courtney?
Courtney's a member too?
Oh, no, we're just saying thank you.
Thank you, Courtney, for being here. I was trying to give out the love. Yo, you fucking with me. All right, you know what? Blast off. Fucking asshole, yo. Are you fucking with me? No. Okay, so Courtney said also to use the escape or boredom, just to use it as an escape. To escape a serious conversation.
I just wanted to feel, especially when I was on a lot of drugs, feel the connection I was missing with myself.
Damn, that's deep.
That's super deep.
That's deep as hell. You hit us with the real. I appreciate you for your vulnerability. I gotta shoot you some shout outs, some love for that.
Yes, thank you. See, wait, that's why you have to thank for me.
I'm a fucking Aries. I say the truth at every fucking moment, in the presence, at all time. When I feel it, I feel it. I say what I say, I do what I do.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney. I meant it when I meant it. God damn it. Okay. You so integrate. Okay, I feel you on that too. Bang, bang, bang. So let's see this. I gotta read that again. I just wanted to feel, especially when I was on lots of drugs, feel the connection that I was missing with myself. Yeah. God damn. If I'm being honest, Courtney, I second that, and I felt that same thing in my lifetime. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I second that, and I felt that same thing in my lifetime. You know, there was a phase in my life where like I used to love to be drunk and high, because when I was drunk and high, you know what? It was like I felt at that time more connected with myself. I had less inhibitions. Aries is not a sign naturally involved in inhibitions. Yet, as an Aries, a triple Aries, I got two parents who are Chirons and Aries. So while they are teaching me that, I'm also learning from it with someone with a wound within it at the same time. Right? Like it's a simultaneous. So when I say that, it's like, you know, and mind you, my Aries at 24 degrees of Pisces, so it's like my sun and my Mercury, my sense of authority and power is at the same time connected with my intelligence and the ways I make sense of the world. I found myself through distortion, through drugs. My Aries self, like everything that I am, I felt more whole and I felt more like myself through that. And now with that combination of a little liquor, a little bit of weed, it was like more like a lot of liquor with a slap of weed. It was kind of like too much weed was be dizzy, right? I'd be like, oh, but just like more than moderate amount of liquor, and then a little slip of some weed would send me in that vibe where when I walked around, I was walking with ego. I was walking like, hey, look, I'm in my form. And now at the time, I caught, like, eventually I adopted it. I used to be called the base guy. And that was this phase of my life where I felt like in that altered state of mind and self that I was a guy. Little did I fucking know the things that I'm talking to you from now, and it's like I feel like that all over again. But after God knows how many Libra purifications, okay, through toxic relationships, and how many more death and rebirths through Scorpio to feel like that without the drug. But during that phase, I can fully attest that the escape through the drugs and just diving into sex made me feel myself in the ways that I needed to. In all sincerity, I needed to feel like this shit. I needed the people to look at me like this shit. And at a point in my life, I needed them to feel and look like that and embrace that because of what I felt like I was able to do in that space of that altered state of mind through a physical performance. What?
In my case, it was very different.
But I gotta give credit to Jamie as she said a different case. Because Jamie was like, yo, fucking call it out and make it awkward. What? It's like Eminem. Call yourself out, make it awkward. What you gonna say now? Suck these nuts. Okay, go ahead. In your case, it was different.
Yeah, in my case, it was different because I was nowhere near having a serious relationship, nor did I want it. But I still had my desires, my earthly desires. So that was my whole point out of making, getting, friends with benefits, just because. And at the end of the day, I thought I wasn't, but I was actually escaping my journey. I was using my energy for that instead of for things that were getting myself within me. I was escaping myself, actually, as I'm thinking it through right now. And this is weird because it wasn't one of those stages when I thought that I knew myself and I thought that I knew what I want. That I knew what I wanted. So to me, those periods of friends with benefits were more about like, I want to be wanted. Like I want to know that if I want it, I can get it, and that's it. That was my sole purpose. And I'm just discovering this right now. I had no idea. This just came through.
Kasha, I wanted to know I could get it. If you ever felt like that, go ahead and support her in the chat with a couple hearts. If you just want to know, I can still get it. Like, I still got it. Or maybe it's like I got it in the first time. Fuck it. Courtney, welcome to the Shamanhood. Shout out, give her some love. She was like, drinking. I've been wanting alcohol for days. Oh shit. Are we about to throw the support out and say, don't do it? Is that what we're doing?
Well,
If you're looking to be sober on purpose,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We can say anything for yourself, whatever you want goes.
if you're looking to stay sober on purpose, stay strong. Understand that somebody else outside of you indulging in a behavior that you used to, that you moved beyond because you knew it was better for you, then stay right there and stay strong. But if that's not the case and you feel like you're in a different stage and you've evolved beyond that, enjoy yourself and whatever that means. Whatever it is, just stay true and do what you know is true to you. Don't do something that you know is going to betray yourself. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Is about, like, I've had stages where I didn't touch a single lick of alcohol. I've lived in countries where the entire duration for months on months on months, I didn't touch a single lick of marijuana or alcohol. Sometimes it was one, sometimes it was the other, sometimes it was both. Some countries, this shit was illegal, and it helped to support what I needed in order to discover and find myself for myself without an influence. And the irony is, a lot of that, in some ways, was just phases and steps that needed to pause and needed to end. And that eventually were able to begin. As long as I understood what emotional honesty was, about when to stop, pause, or moderate again. And then,
Yeah, you go, Courtney. You know what you want. You know what's best for yourself. And we fully support and encourage that here.
hell yeah. Yep. Fuck it. No liquor for you. I see the comment. That's the stage. It's clear. Interesting. I don't know if French can get it too. Yeah, that shit is interesting.
Especially because, again, it was on the subconscious. I didn't know. And now I do.
Emotional honesty is critical. Okay, let's hit them with number 6. Shout out to all the members in the chat. Everybody bless J-Lo on her Wi-Fi because she getting hit with the retrograde.
Mercury retrograde.
We going direct on October 2nd, so we got about 3 days before we go direct on retrograde. We got about October 17th before the shadow period ends on retrograde. Number 6, you've been cheated on, so there's no reason to trust. You can't trust nobody. If you have the ball sack to say I don't trust nobody, and just go ahead and get it out there and make it awkward, go ahead and just get it out there and make it awkward and say I don't trust nobody. And if you have actually propelled and excelled beyond the stage of embracing and transcending toxic relationships through the purification of what Libra does in relationships while Venus is in Libra, I want you to go ahead and say, I trust. I want you to just confirm it like, I trust. If you want to get stronger with it, I am trust. Okay? If you want to get firmer with it, I am trust. Or just, I trust. And keep it that simple. Because this is not just about us confirming what we understand is toxic as a behavior, but it is identifying and admitting and praising ourselves for the moments in our life that we have excelled beyond. And that can be something as simple like for Courtney right now, it's like, who chose to not get the bottle, I am sober. Congratulate and pat yourself on the back for that. Because then you won't fall into toxic trait number 3, I think, which was needing and desiring the attention and praise from others, especially knowing that you're not giving yourself that sense of security. Because there's nothing wrong with taking that praise, but not when you're dependent on the praise or the attention and being included into something as a drug. Inclusion is a drug. So, so funny. My PC is only a year old. It's just me when I wave my hands, so I have to speak without moving. That shit funny as hell. I'm gonna say this real quick. I trust. Okay.
Yes, Courtney.
What's up? I am sober. That's game. So Courtney, I want you to say I trust, even if it's just about that comment. Even if it's just about I am sober. Put that, the fact that you trust yourself on that. That I trust. I trust I'm sober. And this is the beauty about community, because right now we with you. Okay, you're in our background group. So if I see that bottle, then it is what it is. I'm coming with the smackdown. All right?
Thank you.
I am known to catch a flight for stupid ass reasons. So coming to Iowa just to give you that smackdown is a dumbass reason. Okay? It's a dumbass reason to go to Iowa. Because you the hoe. Okay? I'm not the hoe.
What's going on?
I'm not the hoe. You the hoe. I'm the hoe. No, you the hoe. So I'm fucking with you. You got this. Thank you, J-Lo, for the love. Thank you for the love. So what's our number 6 toxic trait? I trust. I am sober. That's gang. That's gang. I appreciate the group support. I appreciate y'all throwing her the hearts and the love. There's so much power in supporting somebody you've never met. J-Lo has never met Courtney. Jamie has never met J-Lo. You feel me? Most people in this chat have never met the next. And there's something so empowering about being supported by somebody you don't know. Okay, here we go. Haiti Bruja, I trust. Number 6, who has been cheated on and hit that point where they don't trust? And why is it one of the toxic traits? I think I feel like personally I gotta take this one a little bit. Maybe you can contribute what you do. Can you pull a card for those who are struggling with trust of what they need to hear? If you're struggling with trust, not only should you hit the thumbs up button and like this, not only should you join the memberships and check out these kick-ass emojis that I created myself, okay? Not only should you do that, do a little bit of both. I'm gonna drop the emojis right here, but I want you to check in with this timestamp when it comes to I trust. And for me, this was about, I gotta be honest, I was that guy. My trust was completely shattered. I couldn't realize that the Cancer in my chart, the Cancer in my sex drive, which is a lot of what this is about, partially, a lot of why the retreat is coming up. Okay, we have that retreat coming up when it comes to Mexico 2023 and bringing you through the real magic. Okay, learning your chart, learning your astrologies at a deeper level, a deeper personal level is coming up. And this trust element is one of the reasons why. Because trust in relationships, and without it, without trust in relationships, without the communication, which builds the rapport, which builds the trust, okay, which builds the spiritual and the physical connection in the way that they connect to the one to the two. Without that, and I have definitely been one of I played, okay, the victim role. I played the victim role when it comes to trust. Because I'm like, yo, women always cheat. I see what I see, I know what I know, and you motherfuckers is cheaters. And this is the subjective program in the mind. So that any woman that was not in that category, it didn't matter because I believed it. So I didn't have trust. Point blank period, I didn't trust. No matter what relationship I got in, no matter how good or bad it was, it didn't matter because at the end of the day, I wasn't going to trust, so I didn't have to commit. I didn't have to commit. I can make sure that it maintains something that, you know what, we might as well just be roommates, you might as well just be my friend. But I don't do friends with benefits, so this has to be a deeply intimate relationship. Because we're not friends with benefits, but at the same time, I'm not gonna trust you. I'm not gonna give you anything of divine purpose and intention. Because I'm not there yet. Because I refuse to trust, and without trust, I can't get there, I can't be there. I don't deserve to claim that I'm there either. So, you know, for me, this is one of them that could definitely take the forefront and the head on of running that narrative of like, women are more savage than men. And in all sincerity, there's parts of me that do still believe that. I'm not gonna lie. I do believe there's the capacity, like capability, and I gotta be honest with where I'm personally at. This is emotional honesty in the moment. I gotta be emotionally honest at where I'm personally at. I believe that women have the capacity of much higher calibers to destroy than a man. And when I say it like that, I had to catch myself because I found myself escaping because I know the make of a woman in her divinity is destruction and chaos. So she's actually not out of pocket with that. She's actually not out of pocket with that. But that was one of the ways I tried to self-sabotage. I tried to sabotage the moment. Not sabotage, I tried to sabotage the moment because I do know that, which took away from the potency. And this is, again, emotional honesty. Being able to catch myself in real time. To recognize that was me running away from a simple narrative that has somewhat of that background ringer. Because it is the simplicity of it. And there is some of it that does come from spite, because the narrative is that all men are cheaters. But women are not. Women don't cheat. Not that I heard of. And so, this is where the healing comes through full circle. Part of it starting with emotional honesty. And recognizing that it does not matter what she does. And that was the problem in the first place. That's why I was stuck in playing victim. Because the simplicity of it, when I get back to masculine divinity, on the masculine side of divinity, I don't need to trust her. It's never been a part of the program. A man trusting a woman is not a part of the program. I need to trust myself. And what I need to trust is for a snake to be a snake, and for snakes to do what snakes do. I need to trust a flower to be a flower, and for a flower to do what a flower does. And as a part of that, I need to trust a woman for a woman. and a part of the natural divinity that the woman has. And she is intuition, she is flow. She is chaos and destruction as much as she is nurture and compassion. And she's all of that mixed into one flowing bundle. And the reality is, if I embrace my masculine divinity, is that whatever I or a man gives a woman, she will multiply. Whatever I, as a male, give a woman, she will multiply. If I give her no trust, she will literally deliver me a cathedral of deception. She will multiply more than what I gave as a masculine energy. If I give her trust, she will give me everything. Let's go ahead and make it awkward so we can get through the fucking healing and go do the work. Okay, let the work work. Let the work work. You have anything you want to add?
I don't know. That was very complete. I honestly haven't been caught in that. I only had one relationship that was like that, and it was very karmic and it was very messy. So I think that it was just all part of this past life. But what I do know is that why would you punish someone else for other person's mistakes? And that, again, if you're attracting these kind of energies because there's something that you haven't fully understand or learned from all of those experiences. This is something about the cycle just getting bigger and bigger and bigger just to catch your attention. What is it about these relationships? I mean, maybe you can say something about it. What kept you out of the cycle?
What kept me out or brought me in?
No, what got you out of the cycle?
Of what exactly?
Of not trusting, of having these.
What got me out of the cycle was to understand divinity more accurately. And what is the divine feminine role and purpose? And what is the divine masculine role and purpose? That's ultimately what got me out of the cycle. And as a part of that is the simplicity of, I, as a divine masculine energy, am not required to trust a woman. That's where movies got us fucked up, quite frankly. Movies got us fucked up. It's not my job and my role as a man to trust a woman. All I'm supposed to be able to trust her to do is do exactly what her divine makeup is. And her divine makeup is to support, attract, magnetize the things that are responsive and supportive to my mission and my direction. None of that requires trust. All it requires is for me to trust myself. And as I trust myself and actually take action and assert the trust and what that means to trust myself, the reflection just happens to amplify what it does. If I focus on trusting Eileen, the moment that Eileen is no longer there, the trust is lost for all people and genders that look like Eileen. For every other woman that has a vagina, I no longer can trust them because I trusted Eileen. But Eileen's not here anymore. Eileen was just a karmic relationship. Eileen was just a phase. Eileen was just a partner for a season. Eileen's not here to stay. So when Eileen now goes, my trust goes with her because I gave my trust into Eileen. Toxic relationships. I didn't give my trust in myself. So when it changed, it was when I trusted myself and not worried about trusting a woman or the next person. I don't need to trust anybody as long as I trust and put that faith in myself and what I'm able to do. And then understand and respect that my purpose and my mission is so clear that I will only attract with my feminine energy what is appropriate and here to stay for the time frame, the allotted time frame that I sign my own contracts for them to be there, or if people I'm involved with that does not have a contract with me at all, for them to sit there and play their role naturally and unadulterated. Not distorted by my lens of, well, now I need to project the reasons of why I should trust her, Eileen specifically, rather than energetically attract trust in my environment and my circle. And understanding that if she is not of trust, if she is untrustworthy, then she will kill herself. So I will trust a flower to do what a flower does, and I will trust a snake to do what a snake does. Now, as I clarify snakes, understand, I don't think of snakes as the things that betray and bite you. I think of snakes as intuition and divinity. But recognize again, where is the mental patterns at if you believe a snake to be a liar and a deceit? And let that shit burn. And understand one more step deeper why I will trust a divine feminine for what she is. And I will trust a little girl to be a little fucking girl at the same time. If you want to be a little girl, you can go to the little girl's corner, just like your parents did. Go sit with the kids. So I can trust a thing, a person, to do what they're designed and programmed to do, and the energy that they accept and embrace, and how and the ways they trust that embrace. I hope that answered the question. I was a little off when you asked.
Yeah. But I was going to say for the women, because this is clearly not the same.
No, it's not the same at all.
Yeah.
Not the same at all for women. And this is why we have to start to understand the differentiation that Libra, as much as it is about balance and equality, part of balance and equality is balancing out the fact that men and women are not equal. Men and women do not have the same design. First off, I don't have a vagina. And I don't pop out babies. Nor do I bleed for 7 days in a row and continue to live. So step one, we have to understand, in order to balance the unbalanced Libra, that I am not a woman and I don't have her functions. And for women on the opposite end, to understand that you are not a man, so hyper-masculating that masculine energy within yourself is not going to cut the cake. You will stay miserable by playing that strong, independent role and trying to lie to yourself that interdependence is not healthy. Not codependence, interdependence. You do not want to be single for the rest of your life. Stop fucking lying. You're lying. You want a strong man by your side, period. Who you cannot tame, but you will continue to try. And you will continue to trust him as you cannot tame him. And if you do tame him, and he turns out to be the soft, sweet guy that you get to use, then you will dump him. And you will treat him like shit. All in the same ways that the guy who was the bad guy treated you like shit. You would treat him like nothing. And that's truth. No, men and women are not the same. No, we don't have the same fucking function.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you don't bleed and you can't have babies. Just saying. That doesn't make you or anybody less of a woman.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, what makes you less of a woman versus a girl are very different stories. First off, that's within your own gender. It has nothing to do with the male's role at all. Whether you are a woman or a girl, whether you're stuck in your teenage thoughts or younger, or you're embracing being a woman, those are all different. And it has nothing to do with the male. Even if a male hurt you and put you in that position and made it your responsibility to grow up or to embrace your child, your inner child, even if a male hurt you, let's say your father, even if your father hurt you because of what you witnessed, let's say he was cheating, let's say he beat your mother, You can go down the line of what ways men have abused women. I am not claiming that all men are acting from a place of divine masculine energy, and too many are not, and too many do not know, and too many of you on the other side have been hurt as women on this channel by men. That's not the argument. You're not here for that talk. You're here to transcend and step into what is divine masculine and feminine energy. You're here for the purification of Libra. That's very different. That's very different. Women who are acting like girls that are not prepared for this conversation, you're going to find your way out of this channel. It's going to butthurt the fuck out of you. Just the same way as if a male was listening to this, it's going to butthurt him too. When he finds out that women were using him because he was the safe guy. It's going to butthurt him the same way. Just the same way it butthurt me when I was being the safe guy, when I was not choosing my true light. That shit hurt. Point blank period. Make it awkward. Let's get it out there. I'm going to check in with the comments and see where we at. Definitely need a strong masculine to balance divine feminine. Absolutely. And that's part of the problem. Women don't know in this day and age what a strong masculine is because there are not enough men stepping up. There are not enough men stepping up. At the same time, part of the woman's job is to take the man out of his mind into his heart. How many women are doing that? And how many women are enjoying the fact that they're allowing their men to take them out of their mind? As a woman, you are happy for your man to take you out of your mind into your heart when that's your job, vice versa. But we're not talking the real conversations. We're not talking about things being one-sided and having it actually stated. Libra is divine justice and law. That fucking shit won't keep flying on both ends of the stick. And the simple fact that one narrative between men and women are stronger and more consistent is the reality hitting home. And that shit hurts. It hurts. It butt hurts. It's just jamming right up there. Just pew! It sucks. But it's reality. And Virgo brought in reality. After Venus and Virgo went 29 degrees, reality is hitting. And we're starting to look at what was our personal roles. No different than I gave you my personal role and where I was playing the victim, okay? Where was I playing the victim and waiting to be able to trust another woman, waiting to be able to play that role, waiting and playing that nice guy and basically disrespecting myself in the process, knowing that I'm being used. And then complaining about it. That's my fault. That's not her fault. That's not the next woman's fault. That's not my last woman's fault. It ain't no one of those women's fault. It's my fault. But we got to be real emotionally honest, I say it again, on how well we love to hear the next person's suffering and how much it avoids the fact that we're suffering too. And that's why we love it so much. You can only love a motherfucker suffering no matter what their suffering is. You can only enjoy it, even in silence, deep down in your soul, if you're fucking suffering too. Likely from the same thing. It's the only way you can enjoy it. If you feel like you didn't get your retribution, revenge, or vengeance because of exactly that same thing that you would love to see another person suffer for. Because misery loves company. Damn, I ain't even thinking we were going to have this talk tonight. But we're going to have it. To sun you, what do you mean, Elijah? Uh-oh, where's Elijah at? I ain't even see you, homie.
No, he passed. He wrote something about his death, but I didn't understand either.
Where the hell is that? I didn't see it at all.
No,
I see it.
Closer,
Only father could ever son me. I think father would mean God. I believe he's referring to God.
I still wouldn't get the son me part.
Son me is son me, like to make him his son. So it's like it's a cultural term. Son me is like you're not gonna son me. So that would be like, if I'm trying to sit there and, let's say, speak up for myself, and then you just like, shut the fuck up. You just sun me. Especially if I shut up. So he's basically saying only God can sun me.
Okay.
What's going on, Elijah? I appreciate you seeing you here. Love to see some masculine energy in here as well. Because like I said, I do know the reality. I know the reality is that there's primarily women. And this is a part of the biggest problem. In all sincerity, I look to do my best to invite more men. It's part of the biggest problem because women only have intelligent conversation with other women. And women don't get to have intelligent conversations or intuitive, okay, and deep feeling, deep-seated, intimate connections with men. And so when you finally do, the shit that hurts the most is just showing how small that circle of intelligence is. But again, are we willing to accept all sides? To fully embrace, damn, I've allowed myself to stay around small-minded people because then I never had to challenge myself, my thought processes, or the things that have hurt me the most. I don't have to embrace that around small minds. I'm going through the same thing, it's me. My new partner says love, that I'm soft and strong. I think he gets it. And a woman can definitely be soft and strong. That's sexy to me. I quite frankly need a woman who can be soft and strong. Because the magic is the ability to shift between exactly that. Knowing when and how to be soft and when to be strong. That shit is magic. So shout out to you, Courtney. I'm thinking my new relationship is actually good. Not the friend I was talking about on Sunday, by the way. Bang. In all reality, Courtney, only you know what it is that you're going through. I feel like relationships are too personal to understand collectively. That's a fact. Poetry. It's like Eileen had said earlier with karmic relationships. Relationships too tough to text about. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's different for each person. And this is why when we try to fix things from the experience from another person, it doesn't always work. Because what if that person was was attracting that kind of people because of a different karmic experience, and you're doing it for yourself because you have to do some shadow work. So the other person is recommending past life healing, but for you, you needed to do shadow work, and vice versa. So all of these things are just far too personal, yes, but at the same time, it is important to have these conversations and to understand all the whole panorama, what's going on, what could be. What do you feel for yourself? What are the actual questions that you should be asking yourself?
Bang.
I lost it.
I see you putting a hand on the heart. Courtney, that's the soft touch that honestly, on some real shit, hurt men need. I'm not going to lie to you. I have definitely been in a lot of hurt stages in my life. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you raw and how it is. I've been definitely hurt in my life, and I've acted from that hurt place. And as a part of that, I've hurt people. And in those moments, the last thing I need is more war. Exactly what I need is for a woman in those moments to be soft. To recognize that a lot of what Elijah just said, a part of my natural job as the male is to do what you don't need to do and what you should not do, which is to fight. In all sincerity, as the masculine energy, it is to fight. The irony is, as you grow into like masculine divinity, it is not to fight with my fist. And these are lessons I had to learn because I was the first to do it and enjoy it. But rather fight with my words, to fight with my presence. And that's the best gift that a man can give anybody, especially a woman. If a man ever gives you his presence, he gave you everything that he can. I'm going to say it again. If a man has ever given you his presence, he gave you everything that he can. Love from a man is not stronger than his presence. So women listening to this, please understand that. It is your job as the woman to take him out of his mind into his heart. If a man gives you his presence, which is a part of his mindfulness to not be sitting next to you and texting at dinner. I went to dinner the other night and I saw this man texting and I saw his girl looking around. And she tried her hardest not to look back. Now let's just say that I'm that next hurt guy that has not had a woman to help take me out of my mind to my heart, or to touch me with her softness, to touch me with her grace, to show me forgiveness, to show me an unconditional love. Let's imagine that I did not get that in my life somewhere. And a lot of that has come through clients. So thank you for the women in my life that has been my clients that helped show me that. Because God forbid, let's say that that did not happen. Guess what? I now hurt another brother. I now hurt another guy. Because I take that attention from his woman and I give her what she was missing. Who's to blame? Who's to blame? We didn't think about the category of now I hurt my brother who is mindlessly texting, losing his woman. That is part of the equation. We didn't think about the fact that all it took was for him to sit there and be on a phone for her to lose her attention and to go shift and jump to the next dick. We didn't talk about that. She couldn't speak up and say, I don't fuck with that. I want your eyes on me. I bet you she didn't say that. I bet you she didn't make it clear. I bet you she didn't approach that in a soft and gentle manner. She'd rather go jump on the next dick. But we're not talking about that, right? Because this shit goes one way, or does it go two? Toxic relationships. It takes two. Toxic relationships. Your friends, your lovers, and your business partners. It takes two. Two. So step one is stop pretending that it doesn't take two. Doesn't matter if my toxic behavior is different from Eileen's toxic behavior. Doesn't matter. It takes two. One can't be higher than the other. There's no hierarchy in toxicity. Is that what we're doing? We're comparing levels of toxicity? Oh, well, his toxic is worse than my toxic, and my toxic is worse than him. Is that how we're doing it? Is that an unwritten rule? Is that how we want to live in society? Is that going to get us to reach divinity? Come to the retreat coming up in January, because when it comes to these topics, I swear to God, like, this shit goes so much deeper than we can ever teach on the internet. There are practical and applicable exercises, modalities, forms of shadow work and healing in these relationship dynamics. We gotta have the real conversation. Pretty Ricky hotline. You funny as shit.
Hey Shireen, I see you. Yeah, I can't speak about trust from a woman's side. To me, it's just stupid not to. Because then what are you doing? You're spending your whole life afraid of something that you don't even know if it's going to happen. And remember again that you attract that. If that's something that is constantly on your mind, that you're going to attract. If you're constantly thinking like, or afraid that, hey, my guy is going to cheat on me, this guy is going to cheat on me, I cannot trust him, then you're living a life of despair that you don't even deserve, and the other person doesn't deserve either. To me, that's one of the primal foundations of the relationships, to actually have this trust. Sometimes it's even just to speak up. Again, taking this example of the girl and the guy in the phone, it's just about speaking up. Because let's put that example again. If the girl just says, hey, I really would like for you not to text while we're having our date, while we're going out, I would like you to have your attention on myself. There's only two responses possible. One, he listens, or the second one, he doesn't. And then you evaluate for yourself. If he does listen, then great, you work through it. Then you're both in the same page, you're both equilibrating these energies. Again, the Lover's card. You're balancing both energies, the feminine and the masculine. But if he doesn't, then it is your job to get out of there, to go somewhere else and find what you're looking for, to finding what you need, what you desire. If you want to have all of this person on all of this attention, then go get it somewhere else. If not, then why are you staying? And this is the thing about trust. You can, if you're just expecting the worst, then it's gonna happen. It already happened on your mind. So you're already suffering, even if nothing else is happening in the physical world yet. So this is my understanding, and I'm gonna level with you. I don't have the same understanding on those feminine and masculine energies as Pernell does. I only have my experience for myself, so this is where I'm talking about. This is where I'm talking through. I'm not a male, so I don't really know that perspective. I only know for myself that it would be stupid not to trust. Why would you be in a relationship with someone that you don't trust? That's as simple, that's as simple as it gets for me, because you're actually just hiding your suffering, you're afraid your whole life in that relationship. That's just not worth it. And again, this is not just romantic relationships. In every kind of relationship, why would you go into business with someone that you don't trust and you don't know if they're gonna just bail on you and leave you with a huge debt? Why would you have this kind of relationship with a client that you know is gonna pay you back? Why would you have this relationship with even a family member? I feel like family is so overrated. Like, just because they're family, just because they're part of your blood, you should just overlook everything bad that they do to you. This is false. You have to understand your boundaries. You have to understand, again, these emotions that are coming is because of a reason. Whatever you're feeling, whatever is triggering you, is trying to tell you something. So understand this and honor yourself in every and each of the relationships you're on.
So one of the questions I was having is like, so, okay, cool. Maybe I hit y'all. Actually, I hit the thumbs up and the likes if you rock this message. I got a question for Eileen for sure. It's like, okay, definitely hit the membership. If you're new, you're joined. We had 2 new members, I believe it was 2, that joined today. So I want to say shout out. Thank you. Check out the new emojis. I made them, I custom made them myself. Like I said, we already have more members than lives that I've had to even mention it. And that's just fucking beautiful. I want to say thank you and shout out to you for that. Hit the thumbs up. The question I have for you is...
Thank you, Shiri. I did want to talk about that, but it got too deep and sad away so quick. But yes, I did wanted to say that it's stupid just to be somewhere where you have no trust.
But that's what I kind of wanted to ask. It's like, well, you were saying, like, why would I get into a relationship with a business partner that I don't trust? Why would I get into a relationship with somebody that I don't trust? And it's like, well, what if you did trust them and the trust shifted?
Yeah, but then, okay, if it shifts, there's some kind of reason. And again, there's an emotion that's your indicator. So you feel
right,
that,
but when you agree that it's much more difficult, where it's like, okay, now you gave your heart to that person, and then that trust is then broken sometime after that point, or you wanted to trust that person, like you actually believed in all your heart. You're like, this is a trustworthy person, and what happens when it don't turn out to not be?
Well, then you leave it and you move on to the next one.
Is it that simple?
Of course, it's not that simple, but it would be stupid just because a person wronged you before to treat everyone else as if they were the same person.
Absolutely, but what happens if this person wronged you before? Like the one you went in, you trusted this person.
Why would you stay if they already shifted your trust? If they already betrayed everything that you are, that you stand for?
But what's the pathway from X to Z? Because the reality is people stay.
But that's part of the pattern. That's part of staying in a cycle. Why would you stay there?
So what's the break? That's my question. So it's like, I'm not trying to solve it from a logical standpoint. Like, okay, sure, 1 + 1 = 2, but let's talk reality. Like reality, what's really happening? How many people do you know in real life that have come across that same situation and they stay?
Yeah, but what happens? It keeps happening, it keeps going on, the trust keeps getting broken more and more and more, and finally it comes to a point where they had it. It's the last drop in the glass. So like, they have to get out of there at a point. Of course, it's not easy to do it at first.
Hey, I just had to mention it because you made it sound like 1, 2, 3. I mean, I say it because we're here to help people, right? Like,
No.
I'm saying it from that standpoint. Like, if I don't want you to believe that it's just like, fucking get out.
I've actually been super blessed in my life, and as I told you, I've only had one relationship where this happened. I did keep going back to it, and it kept cycling. So that's how I have this understanding of, it's gonna keep happening if you don't put an end to it. So the earlier you do it, then it's fine. It's better, of course. But again, we came here to experience this. We came here to understand where our boundaries are. And And every relationship is showing us that. It's showing us our boundaries within ourselves. So every relationship is helping us to know ourselves better.
True. Absolutely. I did pull the hyena, and the first thing that's kind of coming to my mind is like, it's colorless. It has no color. Can you show them that? And it stands for humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena is a personality, is a jokester, and is a crowd pleaser. But below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized, unfulfilled desires. When the hyena card appears, it is time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships, or to mask that you feel uncomfortable discussing and the things you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals or your desires seriously? When you're out of balance, you're feeling scrappy, petty, and suspicious. Toxic. When you're in balance, you're charming, you're witty, and you're fun to be around. It's like Gemini energy, side note. It's how Gemini hides its hurt and its pain. To bring it to balance, it says focus on sobriety. We already seen and get some shout outs to some people in the chat that's already in their sober journey. So shout out to you for maintaining the sober. Courtney, we want to show you some love up front. It teaches us discernment. Elijah, I found you and added you. Bang, that's awesome. I'm glad to see that connection. To be or not to be is the question. At this point, we all need some counseling. Facts, couples retreats, facts. I tried to run a couples retreat at one point in my life. Actually went and did it. What the fuck happened? I don't know, but I don't remember it happening. No, really, like I remember how, okay. Yeah, shit fell through. That's what happened. Shit fell through. It didn't work. When I saw couples retreat, I was like, what? Hey, listen, if you have any questions, it's a good time to do it. We just gave y'all 3 hours or so of our love and attention. I don't even know if it's touching more or close than that. But as you understand, today was a hot and spicy topic. All right, we had to get out there. I want to say Scorpio Moon.
We're actually like 1 hour and 30 minutes away from session.
Yeah, phone on 3%, sticking it through till it dies. Yo, let's give Jamie that 3%. I want to say, definitely hit the thumbs up. If you're a new member, I want to say thank you. Jamie, Courtney, J-Lo, Shireen. Did I miss somebody in here?
Lisha.
Ashley. No, he's not yet. But Liza, shout out for you being here. Yeah, I just wanted to give a special shout out to the members for the moment. I want to say thank you for vibing with me. Thank you for supporting. The fact that making Canva costs money. The fact that hosting my website costs money. Okay. I got to pay the government taxes. I just paid my 3rd quarterly taxes. Shit costs. So I'm going to say thank y'all because this allows me to keep running YouTube as a creator. Y'all just coming out here showing the support. Just really diving in and actually rocking with the knowledge, because at the end of the day, it's like, let's look at the simplicity. Like, all I'm out here doing is sharing my real life stories and sharing what it took for me to overcome, sharing what the shadow work was for me, sharing the journey of when was I not in closer forms of divine masculine energy, and honestly just playing little bitch mode. Point blank period. Like, when was I just acting like a little bitch? Honestly, when was I being soft? When was I allowing myself to be used? When was I embracing my insecurities in a way that allowed me to be the safe guy that then could go ahead and be used? Right? So I want to say thank y'all, because it's like the journey has been a part of all of this. By the time I started YouTube, that former comment was still in existence. So I want to say thank y'all. Shout out to y'all, because y'all are giving me the space, the energy, you know, the appreciation, the love to continue. Literally, as a black astrologer, quite frankly, that shit is badass to me, and it's something I had to learn to honor more and more and more. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, you are an entrepreneur running this shit. Point blank, period. Beating and outrunning and eventually altogether evolving the statistics. Because as a black man, I'm not supposed to be on this stage from a statistical standpoint, and yet I am. So I want to say thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for joining the memberships. I rock with y'all heavy for it. There's only one membership. I like to keep it that way just so that I can go ahead and make sure that everybody is included. Everybody's able to go ahead and support, vibe out, learn, and just go ahead and become better versions, more unique to themselves. Thank you. I appreciate you for that thumbs up one last time. There's going to be timestamps in the comments. We have them. All right. So go ahead and check them out. Check out Eileen's page as well if you want to drop your YouTube or something like that for anybody new. Go ahead, whatever it is. And we will see you soon. I want to say love you. Check the comments. Bye. I see you, Courtney. Sweet Michelle. Oh, she's still in here. I ain't see her first time getting on the line. I love it. Damn, girl. You was riding with us for the grip. What's up, girl? Welcome. I'm glad to see you. First live. I did see your name earlier, and the first time I seen you again. So you must have some Scorpio cancer. She's like, I'm listening, motherfuckers. Am I gonna come on this live again, or is this the only one? Well, I tell you this: if you stayed in some of these raw states of mind, then you're gonna make it, because that's how I met Eileen. I met Eileen fucking exercising demons, and I really mean it like that. And I remember telling her, I was like, if you don't rock with this, you can go. And that was the first time I met her, and she just fucking stayed and was like, what you talking about? And I was like, she's a keeper. Let's rock. Like, that's right, because I got to do what I got to do, man. That motherfucker needs to get exercised. All right? So thank you, Sweet Michelle. Scorpio Rising.
Yeah.
Clado. Scorpio Rising right here as well. I'm not going to tell you what her placements are because they're hers to give.
But I do have Scorpio.
¿Dónde estás? All right, I'm going to leave it alone. She gave me the Scorpio gaze. She was like, you mother... You want to die tonight? In your sleep? Huh? Do you? Pump? Do you? Do you? Okay, Michelle, Shireen, I love you all. I'll see you soon. Retreat coming up, January 2023, baby.
Yes.
All right, we're looking at that couples retreat. We're gonna give you the mashup. Ciao. Jamie on that 3%. I see you, baby girl.
You made it,